Apparently you can clutch using the new wind charges. Okay, so let's just jump off here. And yes, this one is true. I didn't take any fall damage. And speaking of fall damage, does a breeze take any fall damage? And yeah, this one is true as well. All breezes were harmed in the making of this video. Does the seed trial chambers spawn you directly on top of the new trial chambers? No, it looks like this one isn't true, unless it's invisible. Apparently alongside taking no fall damage, breezes also deflect arrows. Okay, this is insane. The breeze might be the most powerful mob, or maybe not. Can a wind charge launch TNT? Okay, so we've already clutched with a wind charge, now we're making a TNT cannon. Yeah, it works, but it doesn't really send it that far. Can you make a trampoline with dispensers and wind charges? So if we just fill a bunch of dispensers like this, and then put a pressure plate in the middle, we should get launched super high. And yes, this one is true. It sent me way higher than 8 blocks. Can you one-shot the Ender Dragon with a mace? Okay, I'm pretty sure this one is true, but I heard they nerfed the mace a bit, so I gotta try it again. And yeah, this one is still true, although this isn't much better than just using beds. Apparently there is also new Minecraft credits. I don't actually know if this is new. Has anyone ever seen this background? Does a mace work with slow falling? This is so slow. They weren't messing around when they said slow falling. No, this one is not true. You have to risk death to use the mace. Can you put channeling on a mace? No, you can't put channeling on the mace. You cannot become Thor. Can you make a Warden trial spawner? Yeah, if you right-click the trial spawner with a spawn egg, you can make any type of trial. I think I'm gonna be doing this from now on. Does mining a trial spawner give you loot? No, it gives you nothing. It's just a waste of time. Can you mine a trial spawner with Silk Touch? I'm gonna regret breaking this thing again, aren't I? Yeah, this one is also not true. There is no reason to break the trial spawner. Apparently you can't suffocate in a copper grate. So if I just press this lever here, yeah, I'm just chilling. Kinda looks like I'm in jail though. Guys, please subscribe so I can make bail. Does a beacon beam shine through a copper grate? Yes, this one is actually true, but it doesn't change the color of the beam, unfortunately. Will the luck effect give me better trial loot? Who put cave spiders in a trial? Yeah, this one is probably not true. I don't think this is very good loot. Are spiders afraid of armadillos? So this one doesn't really make any sense. I don't know what kind of gang rivalry they have, but it's true. Will a wind charge travel forever if it doesn't hit anything? So let's throw a wind charge. Yeah, that one traveled really far, so I'm gonna have to say it's true. Can you dye wolf armor? Yeah, this one is true. Now dogs can finally have some drip. And apparently you can also dye horse armor? I've never heard of this before, so let's see. Okay, it obviously doesn't work with diamond, but let's check leather. Yeah, this one is true. Has this always been in the game and I'm just stupid? Every time there's a new update, we gotta try to Jeb underscore a mob. Nope, you cannot get rainbow dog armor. What about putting an armor trim on dog armor? No, this one is also not true, but it's understandable, because that would be too much drip, honestly. Apparently mobs can't see you through copper grates, so I'm just gonna put myself in jail for the second time this video. And yeah, the mobs just can't see me. I guess these fences really work. Can you break a decorated pot with a firework? So I've heard of breaking these with projectiles, but not a firework. And yeah, this one is true. That's actually really cool. And not only can you break one decorated pot, apparently you can break multiple at once. Yeah, this one is true as well, and it's actually super satisfying to watch. Can you shear a wolf to remove its armor? Okay, so they're just making anything up now. Never mind, this one is true, for some reason. Why? And you can also dispense a brush onto an armadillo for a scute. I bet you didn't expect that, because it doesn't really make any sense. And just when you thought it can't get weirder, there is apparently an infinite scute glitch. Yeah, this only works in creative for some reason, because the brush will break in survival, but it's still kind of funny that my man can just never go bald. Apparently there are multiple new music discs in 1.21, so usually there is only one new music disc, but yeah, it appears there is more than one new music disc this time. Why does this sound like an epic Christmas song? Can you name a boat in 1.21? So I'm pretty sure I've tried this before and it doesn't work, and yeah, you still can't name a boat. Nothing has changed. Is there a new copper dimension in this update? Of course there isn't. Mojang is never gonna add a new dimension. Does a copper bulb stay activated with no redstone? So let's just break all this. Yeah, this one is true. I wonder if it ever runs out or just kind of stays like this. Speaking of running out though, apparently oxidized copper bulbs are dimmer. Yeah, this one is true. So I guess it does sort of run out unless you got some wax. Can you make ominous splash potions? Nope, I can't even put the ominous potion in the brewing stand. Does the new oozing potion cause an infinite slime glitch to happen? So if you kill something with an oozing effect, it drops slimes. But what happens if you kill a slime with the effect? This doesn't work. I'm not even sure if they can get the effect. Can you run through cobwebs with the weaving effect? Okay, so it doesn't let me fully run through them, but it's definitely faster. Hold on. Yeah, this is kind of true. It's definitely making me move a bit faster. Apparently you can slow down time in Minecraft 1.21. Yeah, this is true. You just have to type this command to do it. And the same works with speeding up the game as well. These pigs need to chill. I don't know what they've been feeding them. And if you just want to freeze the game completely, apparently that works as well. Yeah, you just type /take freeze and the game becomes frozen. This cow will feel this pain forever. Does the new trial key open iron doors? This one is false. It's used for the trial vaults instead, a way better use than doors. Speaking of doors, can a breeze open them? Come on, shoot the door already. Yeah, this one is true. I guess no house is safe anymore. Can you put armor on a baby wolf? No, unfortunately you cannot. It's probably a few sizes too big. Everyone knows you can undye things with a cauldron, but can you use it to undye a dog's collar? Come on, it's bath time, buddy. No, you cannot. He still has a blue collar. Will a dog with armor survive a hit from a warden? Okay, he survived a lot more than one hit, and it looks like he can even survive a hit with no armor as well. Still didn't seem to help him that much though. Okay, we got a lore update from earlier. Apparently you can breed armadillos with spider eyes, and now it makes sense why the spiders are scared of them. Okay, it still doesn't really. I mean, the spider is at least double the armadillo's size. Will a zoglin attack an armor stand? Okay, this one is just stupid, but let's try it. Nah, there's no way. What about a hoglin? Hoglin seems unfazed. Yeah, I'ma just leave these guys to it, I guess. Can you use a wind charge to move dripstone? So we tried this with TNT earlier, and yeah, this works with dripstone as well. Can you punch a wind charge back at a breeze? So just like a ghast, apparently I can hit this thing back. Yeah, it's true, which makes me question why we can't do this with blazes. Another thing to do with breezes and blazes is they both have rods, and the rods just don't look the same when you hold them. This isn't a myth, it's just something that really annoyed me when I found out. Will trial spawners spawn mobs when there's light? So if you light up a normal spawner, we all know it won't spawn any mobs. But this is not the case for trial spawners. Apparently you can shoot through a copper grate, so this has never worked with anything else before, but let's try it. No, this one is not true. Is a bog able to breathe underwater? Yeah, I don't think this guy's gonna drown anytime soon, so this is true. Is there hidden rooms in the new trial chambers? So I actually already know this one is true, because I found these in my build hacks video that I made for 1.21. Can I wear a heavy core on my head? So the heavy core does kind of look like a mob head, but unfortunately you are not able to wear it as a hat. This is false. Apparently the ender pearl has a new sound. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it didn't make any sound before, so this is true. Will an armadillo die in a snow biome? Let's just place our armadillo here. No, it doesn't seem like it. I think he's chilling, literally. There is a new setting to disable the splash text on the title screen. Yeah, this is true, and I honestly don't know why. Like, why would you want to do this? Is there a new bat texture in Minecraft 1.21? Yes, there is a new bat. Apparently you need silk touch to mine a chiseled bookshelf. Okay, so we have a silk touch axe and a regular axe. Wait, it actually doesn't mine with the regular axe, and it mines with silk touch. Why is that a thing? I'm assuming that's a glitch, because that's really weird. Can a sniffer egg float? Yeah, it can float. Is there something the sniffers are hiding from us? Wait, will the egg hatch in the air? Okay, yeah, it does. I'm sorry, Snifflet. I didn't know it would work. Can the new mobs go upside down? Okay, so we have a Dinnerbone name tag, and yeah, it works for a sniffer, and it also works for a camel. This looks so weird. Can you breed bees with the new pink petals? Yeah, you can, but the only reason this works is because they're a flower. Can you put a baby sniffer in a boat? So we already tried with a big sniffer and it didn't work, but yeah, it works on a baby sniffer. This is true. Wait, maybe you can grow the sniffer in the boat. No, never mind. It just gets teleported out. Another mob that can't fit in a boat is a camel. But yeah, it also fits in a boat as a baby, although the same thing happens when you grow it, unfortunately. Can you bounce off of a slime? So obviously you can bounce off a slime block like this, but does it work on a slime? No, it doesn't work, but I don't understand why. They are both made from slime balls. Does string make lava quiet? So I turned subtitles on, and right now you can see the lava sound is being made. So let's put some string on the top, and yeah, for some reason the lava sound is gone. That's so weird. Can you shoot through a bamboo trapdoor? No, you can't. The giant hole isn't real. chill, I guess. What about a cherry trapdoor? Yeah, if the bamboo one didn't work, there's no way that one was working. Striking a villager with lightning makes it a witch. Yeah, this one is true, and it really makes me wonder what striking a person with lightning does. Do parrots dance when you play music? Yeah, wait, they're going crazy. Unfortunately, this doesn't work when they're on your shoulder, though. Does Frostwalker work on armor stands? So let's just make this device real quick. And yeah, it turns all the water to ice. That's so cool. Oh, and I also just noticed that ice has a melting animation. I've never seen that before. Can you light two end portals at the same time? No, only one of the portals lights, but I don't really know when you would need this anyway. Can TNT boost an ender pearl? Okay, I don't think that's how you're supposed to do it. Yeah, I don't know if it made it go any further, but it definitely got boosted. Do frogs eat silverfish? No, it doesn't look like they eat these guys. This one is false. Can you hoe dirt on top of a chest to open it? So we have dirt, and we have a chest. And as you can see, it can't be opened. And yeah, hoeing the dirt makes it open. This one is true. Can piglins use a totem of undying? Here you go, man. Take the shiny object. I think it has to be a baby, because the big ones are already holding something. And yeah, it actually works. The baby survives with a totem. You can light a campfire by setting yourself on fire. Alright, as you already know, don't try this at home. No, it doesn't work. I set myself on fire for nothing. Can you jump 9 blocks with these 3 potions? So we have speed, slow falling, and jump boost. And yeah, it works. I jumped 9 blocks. Apparently mobs can't climb azalea leaves, so I am able to climb these leaves just fine. But yeah, the stupid zombies can't get in. This one is true. Apparently 2 wardens can't kill a witch. So let's put a witch in a cage like this. And yeah, the wardens attack the witch, but it never dies because of its potions. It's true. Can you put powdered snow inside leaves? So everyone knows you can waterlog leaves like this, but what about powdered snow logging? No, you can't. It's false. Can a zombie piglin spawn riding a strider? So let's just spawn a bunch of striders. Yeah, it's true, and he even has a fishing rod thing to control him as well. Can you trap animals with trapdoors? So if we put a bunch of trapdoors like this, and then spawn some sheep inside, they shouldn't be able to escape. Yeah, they can't follow me. I guess we know why they're called trapdoors now. Does reinforced deep slate protect you from the warden? Okay, so I already have darkness. This isn't looking good. Okay, yeah, he hit me. This one is not true. You can run underwater with mud. This one sounds stupid, but yeah, it's true. Allays drop items on note blocks. Okay, so if we give him a diamond and then throw some diamonds over here, he should drop them on this note block. Yeah, it actually works. That's so cool. Can a dog survive a hit from the warden? So in order for this to work, I have to tame him. And yeah, it's true. The dog survives a hit. Can you make an iron golem underwater? No, you can't. What about a snow golem? Okay, yeah, the snow golem works, but I don't think he's making it out of the water. What about a wither? Yeah, this one is definitely not possible. I can't even place the heads. Do ocelots attack chickens? This one is kind of weird, but it's true. Oh, and they even sneak up on the chickens when they are really far away. That's kind of cool. Apparently a dog's tail shows how much health it has. So as you can see, his tail is all the way up. Now let's do some animal cruelty. And yeah, his tail is all the way back down. And you can even see that I healed him and his tail went back up. This is true. Can fish live in mangrove roots? Okay, that one didn't work. But yeah, it works when I click on the bottom. He's inside of the mangrove roots. Do pumpkin stems always face west? So if I place one pumpkin down, it's kind of facing west. It's more northwest though. And yeah, each one of the stems faces the same direction. This one is true. What about sunflowers? Do sunflowers always face the sun when you place them? So it looks like they're facing the sun right now, but let's try moving the sun. And no, they still face the same way. This one is false. Can you use eggs to break leads? Yes, you can, and this works with pretty much any projectile except for fishing rods. For some reason, they just do this. Apparently, bats don't drop XP. Alright, let's try to kill this guy with a bow. Wow, first try. Yeah, he didn't drop XP. This one is true. Can you kill blazes with water bottles? So I've heard of killing blazes with snowballs, but never water bottles. Yeah, it works, but it's gonna take a lot of water bottles to kill one of these guys, so a sword or an axe is a way better method. Can you use Frostwalker on a boat? Okay, so I have Frostwalker boots on, and no, this one isn't true. But why would you need a boat with Frostwalker anyway? Do llamas attack wolves? Okay, the wolf is literally sprinting away. And yeah, it's true. I didn't know llamas had any enemies. Except me, of course. Can you put a boat on top of your head? So let's just break this block. And yeah, I have a boat on top of my head now. Fashion has really been taken to new levels. Can you put armor on a villager? Yeah, he's taking way less damage now. This one is true. Does stained glass change the color of a warden's sonic boom? Okay, let's just provoke the warden again. No, this one isn't true. It's still blue. Do anvils bounce off slime blocks? Alright, let's drop the anvil. No, they do not, unfortunately. Can a group of wardens blast away the ender dragon? Alright, let's spawn a ton of wardens. Yeah, it's it's true, they sent him flying. Apparently nether fences can't connect to other fences. So if you have two types of wood fences, they'll connect like this. But when you place nether fences, it doesn't work. That's so strange. Apparently you can't sleep while poisoned. Also, don't try this at home. No poisoning yourself. Yeah, this one is true. It just kicks me out of the bed. Can you shear a goat for a goat horn? I really doubt this works. It makes no sense. Yeah, you can't do this. You just gotta wait for them to ram into you. Can you escape phantoms by going underwater? Nope, it looks like these guys can swim as well, if they weren't already annoying enough. I guess the only option to get rid of them is by sleeping. Do foxes get stuck in snow when chasing chickens? First it's the ocelots killing chickens, and now it's foxes. Everybody hates these guys. But yeah, they get stuck in the snow for a second when chasing them. That's kind of funny. Apparently ghasts can't swim. Okay, it's definitely not true. He is still chasing me underwater. Can you look at Enderman through glass? So this is me looking at an Enderman without glass. Not good. And this is me looking at one with glass. Yeah, he doesn't attack me anymore. It's true. Does naming a Vindicator Johnny make him attack all mobs? This one is kind of strange. I don't know what Johnny did. But yeah, it's true. For some reason he goes on a rampage. Can you stack two types of slabs? So apparently if I put two slabs like this against the world border and then push them together, it will make a cursed slab. Yeah, it does. That's so weird. Do cats take no fall damage? I'm pretty sure this is a thing in real life, so it's probably true. Yeah, it's true, he just eats that fall. Will tadpoles follow you if you hold a slime ball? So we know that this works with frogs, and yeah, it also works with tadpoles. This one is true. Can a warden survive a max height fall? Yeah, it's true. He survived. I guess cats and wardens are the same thing. Do potions of healing hurt undead mobs? Yeah, it's true, and the opposite works as well. You can heal undead mobs with harming potions. Can you breathe underwater with torches? So everybody knows you can breathe underwater with doors like this, but what about torches? Okay, it kinda works, but the torches break, so it's not technically true. Can you bridge to the outer end islands? So obviously I could sit here and bridge like this, but that's boring. I'm just gonna fly instead. Yeah, it's true. You don't even need to kill the ender dragon to get here. Although it's probably faster. That was like 1,000 blocks. Apparently camels can make a 12-block jump. Yeah, it's true. They need this guy in the NBA. But now let's see if a camel can protect you from the Ender Dragon. This is kind of a weird situation. How would a camel even get to the end? But yeah, it actually works, but it's not looking good for my camel. Are beehives more common in Cherry Grove biomes? Okay, there's literally 3 of them right here. It's definitely true. Does weakness stop you from being able to attack mobs? Okay, so I can still attack mobs when I have weakness, but when I punch the mobs, it doesn't work. So this one is kind of true. Apparently you can't attack a camel's head. This one seems kind of weird. I'm sorry, camel, if this doesn't work. Oh, it's actually true. How is this possible? Can you put armor trims on an elytra? No, you cannot. What about armor trims on a turtle shell? You actually can, and this thing looks really cool. I'm definitely gonna start wearing turtle helmets. Can you breed camels with cactuses? Alright, let's just feed them both some sharp objects. And yeah, somehow this one actually works. Do all camels run the same speed? So everyone knows that each horse moves at a different speed, but does this also work for camels? Okay, it's been 10 seconds and he made it here. Now it's time to try a different camel. Okay, it's the exact same speed. This one isn't true. Using the seed sniffer spawns you near a ruin with a sniffer egg in it. Okay, we got an ocean, but it's not a warm ocean. This one is false. Do hanging signs fit less text than a regular sign? So there's 60 characters on a regular sign, and there's only 40 characters on a hanging sign. This one is true. Is there a secret room in a desert well? No, it doesn't look like it. What about in a jungle temple? I mean, yeah, there's a hidden room, but it wasn't added in 1.20, so I'm gonna say this is false. Can you shoot projectiles through a nether portal? Okay, it doesn't seem to have gone through, but let's check. There's no way to really tell. We need a wall. And yeah, there's actually arrows on the other side. This one is true. Do piglins wear mob heads? There's no way this one is actually true. This looks so funny. Wait, what if you use a piglin head on a piglin? Okay, this one is really cursed. He has double ears. Powdered snow stops you from burning in the nether. Don't try this at home, guys. And yeah, it works, but you don't get to keep the snow. It's a one-time use. Wait, if it stops burning in the nether, you can probably clutch with it as well. Yeah, this one is true, and it also doesn't melt. Can you light a nether portal with a bed? This one is true, but it's just the explosion doing it, not the bed. Does a cursive binding book get stuck in a bookshelf? No, it doesn't. I can still take it out. Do jukeboxes emit particles when you play music? Yeah, this one is true. I've never seen this before. Can you die from dehydration in Minecraft? Obviously, there is no thirst meter in Minecraft, but apparently with this command, it will say you died of dehydration. Yeah, it's true. I guess I gotta start drinking some liquids. Can you make a giant cherry tree? tree. Okay, it doesn't grow into one giant tree. And yeah, that doesn't really look that much bigger than normal either. Are emeralds more common in cherry biomes? I don't really know how to test this one, but I'm seeing some emeralds, so at least they do spawn in a cherry biome. I have no idea if they're more common here though. Does a camel fit in a boat? No, it does not. This guy is way too big. What about a sniffer? A sniffer also doesn't fit in a boat. This is sad. He'll never be able to become a pirate. Apparently there's a new way to get command blocks. So if you click on options and go to controls, you can enable operator items tab. And yeah, now when you're in creative, there's this new tab with all sorts of blocks you had to use /give for before. Does a sniffer egg survive being hit by an anvil? So if you do this to turtle eggs, this is what happens. So I wonder if the same thing happens with sniffer eggs. Yeah, the sniffer egg somehow survives, that's insane, but the anvil doesn't drop this time. What about TNT? Okay, it's not that strong, RIP Snifflets. Does waterlogging a Skulk Shrieker stop it from making noise? Yeah, it's not making noise. I wonder if this also stops the warden from spawning. No, it does not. Does killing an elder guardian drop an armor trim? Okay, nothing so far. And yeah, tied armor trim. These guys can also drop fish, which is kind of weird. I don't think they're fish. Is there a hidden gold block in the new trail ruin structure? Okay, so I definitely meant to do what just happened, and I don't really see any gold blocks here. I'm gonna say it's false. Do diamonds spawn under the middle of trail ruins? Okay, so this looks like the center. Let's dig down. There's no diamonds, it's false. Everyone knows you can name a sheep Jeb and it turns rainbow, but does this work for a sniffer? No, it doesn't. What about naming a camel? No, this one also doesn't work. I guess we're stuck with regular mobs. Can piglins open doors? Wait, they actually can. That's so cool. Can you break bamboo blocks faster with a sword? Okay, so this is with a fist, and this is with a sword. I don't think it's any different. Apparently, XP bottles can make a block of redstone or glow. Yeah, it's actually glowing, and that's a lot of particles. You can also just do this by right-clicking it though. The XP bottles don't really matter. Apparently there is blue magma in Minecraft 1.20. Oh my god, there actually is. No way. It's definitely not fake. Do torch flowers emit light just like torches? Oh wait, I probably need to turn off full bright. No, it's still really dark in here. The torch doesn't mean anything. Can you use a brush on a dragon egg? So when you right click a dragon egg, normally it teleports away. But what if you use a brush? No, it still teleports away. I guess you can't clean your dragon eggs. Can you put armor trims on horse armor? No, unfortunately you can't give your horse some drip. If you put a flower into a crafting space, it turns into a single color of dye, but apparently you can craft a pitcher plant into 2 dyes. Yeah, this is true. I guess the flower is just so big it gives you 2 dyes instead. Is rain invisible through black glass? So this is what rain looks like through regular glass. You can still see it. And this is what it looks like with black glass. This one is true. I wonder if it also works on snow. Yeah, it does. Can you dye the highlighted part on the new decorated pot? No, it's still yellow. This one isn't true. Is there a new bamboo village in the jungle biome? Okay, so when I use /locate, I'm not really seeing anything that would be a bamboo village. And I'm also not seeing anything in this jungle. This one is probably false. Can you smelt netherite armor and tools into netherite scraps? So everyone knows you can do this with gold and iron armor and tools, but it doesn't seem to be working with netherite armor or tools, so it's false. I don't see why you would ever need to do this anyways, so that's probably why. Can you dry a wet sponge using a campfire? Okay, so you can't place the sponge on the campfire, so this is already not looking good. Yeah, the steak is cooked and the sponge is still wet. I don't think it's true. Is there a new cherry dimension in 1.20? Yeah, I think it's kind of obvious that this one isn't true. Wait, never mind guys, 100% real cherry dimension. Apparently sniffers can't drown because their eggs come from the water. Okay, he's sniffing the water. Maybe this one is true. Never mind, this is definitely not true. I'm also not gonna help him out of the water. I'm a hater. You can plant mangrove trees underwater. So if you place a regular sapling here, it just breaks. But yeah, the mangrove propagule can be placed underwater. Are phantoms afraid of cats? So let's place a bunch of phantoms down, and now we'll get some cats. And yeah, the phantoms don't seem to be attacking me. Also, this noise is terrifying. What is that? Can you clutch on a sniffer? So these guys look kind of soft, so hopefully this works. Okay, it definitely doesn't work. This is false. Can you put horse armor on a camel? No, you can't. And even if you could, you wouldn't be able to use the saddle, so it would suck anyway. Are villagers able to sleep in the nether? Yeah, this one is true. These guys somehow don't make the bed explode. Whoops, I didn't think that would happen. Apparently, the warden isn't actually blind. So in spectator mode, you can see what any mob sees by left-clicking on it, and that includes the warden, who is definitely able to see from what I'm seeing. Apparently, you can't name a mob name tag. Yeah, so you can't even name a name tag, but you can do do it like this, so I guess it's false? Oh wait, I actually just found a way to do it technically. Does a potion of luck change the loot inside a chest? So this is the loot in the chest right now, and now I have the luck effect. And it's the same loot in the chest. This is false. You can make a minecart that infinitely moves. So apparently if you stack a bunch of minecarts in each other, they will never stop moving. Yeah, this one is true, and it's also really weird. Why does this work? Apparently a camel can survive a 50 block fall. Sorry man, I gotta do this. It's actually true, it somehow lived, but now can I survive the fall while riding a camel? Okay, this one isn't true. The camel did not absorb my fall. Can a camel prevent you from being hit by mobs? This one is true. They're not hitting me. But I'm curious if this also works on the warden. Okay, it actually doesn't look like he can hit me. Wow, the warden's getting a little close. Naming your seed Cherry Blossom spawns you in a Cherry Blossom biome. It's true, but it's the smallest Cherry Blossom biome I've ever seen. Are all sheep pink in a Cherry Blossom biome? This one isn't true, but let's just pretend it is. It looks a lot better this way. Can you undye leather armor using a cauldron? Wow, this one is actually true. And you can also dye wool that is already dyed. This one is true as well, and you can do it with every colorable item, just to be clear. Apparently you can swap your elytra out without opening your inventory. This one is true, but you better carry a water bucket with you just in case. Does a bamboo raft move faster than a regular boat? So this is me riding both of the boats. It doesn't look like the bamboo one is any faster. This is false. Can you clutch on a camel? You can clutch on a horse, so this should be possible. As long as I don't mess this up, of course. And yes, you can do it. This makes up for him killing me earlier. You can dye a camel's saddle. Nope, this one isn't true, but it would be cool if it was. Apparently, mobs can't jump over hanging signs. So I've placed a fence of hanging signs around me, and now let's see if all these zombies can get to me. Okay, they can. This one is definitely not true. If you place a hanging sign like this, apparently mobs can't follow you through it. And it's true. Who knew zombies were this stupid? The nether portal animation is fixed in 1.20. So this is what the animation used to look like, and now it's supposed to stop the animation from playing again when you go through. Yes, this one is true. Can a piglin head prevent you from being attacked by piglins? No, it can't. We've already seen this. They don't accept me. What about if you wear armor with a gold trim on it? Nope, it appears I still have a 5-star wanted level. What about if you wear gold armor with a trim on it? Okay, this one was obviously gonna work. They gotta respect a man with some drip. A piglin head flops its ears when it's powered by redstone. This one is true, and also kinda weird. Does this mean mobs are powered by redstone? Apparently a dragon head can now open its mouth. This one is also true. I honestly have no idea if this one is new or not though. I don't usually wear a dragon's head. There is a new Vex in Minecraft 1.20. So this is what an old Vex used to look like. Kinda scary if you ask me. And this is the new Vex. This one is true. It kinda looks like an evil Allay. Speaking of evil Allays, does the new Vex attack Allays? Okay, it doesn't really look like they attack each other. They're just chilling. Does a sniffer egg hatch faster on moss? So here's my egg on moss, and here's the regular egg. Now we just wait. And yeah, this one is true. The egg on moss hatched way faster. You can make a sniffer carpet. This is actually just from my build hacks video. It's not really a myth. No sniffers were harmed in the making of... No, actually they were. I'm not gonna lie. Can you ride a sniffer? So my right click says you can't, but this command says I can. But since you can't do it without cheats, I'm going to say it's false. You can heal camels with cactuses. I can't imagine this one is true because of what I'm seeing right now. Okay, never mind. He somehow eats that. That's true. You are able to sprint on camels. This one is true, but you might not notice it if you use toggle sprint since it just sprints by default. Can sniffers dig for seeds in the nether? He's sniffing the air. I wonder what he's got a hold of. Okay, just ignore that. I don't know how that got here. Yeah, this one is false. He isn't digging for anything. Apparently there is a new built-in resource pack. Yes, there is high contrast mode, but all it really does is edit the UI and nothing else changes. Jukeboxes can emit a redstone signal. Let's just pick out some quality music here. Yep, this one is true, and I may have also summoned Herobrine. If you punch a decorated pot, it won't break. Yes, this one is true. It just drops the pot instead of the shards. And speaking of shards, can you copy them like an armor template? No, this one unfortunately isn't true. You're gonna have to find these manually. Are you able to craft a plain pot using just bricks? Okay, it's a good thing I'm bricked up for this myth. Yes, this one is true. I now have a lot of plain pots. Apparently you can get the ward armor trim for killing the warden. Okay, this is taking way too long. I'm just using the command. No, he still drops the skulk thing, whatever it is. The new damage looks like bedrock. Yeah, this is true, unfortunately. I don't really like how this looks. Also, you can apparently change the amount of shake when you get hit. Okay, this one is also true, and this looks even weirder, honestly. It kind of looks like I'm in Spectator. Can you get apples from a cherry wood tree? Okay, so far this one isn't looking good. Yeah, I broke all the leaves on the tree and not a single apple. This one is false. Apparently, you can now edit signs. Okay, yeah, I already knew this one was true, and along with editing signs, you are also able to write on the back of them. And you can right-click them with a honeycomb, and it makes it so you can't edit them anymore. That one I actually didn't know. That's pretty interesting. Do chiseled bookshelves increase enchantment levels? Okay, so we have filled them all with books. Now let's see if it increases the levels. Nope, this one isn't true. Can you fill chiseled bookshelves using hoppers? Yes, you can do this, and apparently you can also put plants in pots using hoppers. Okay, I don't think it's true. There's a new Cherry Blossom Villager variant. No, there isn't, which means there probably isn't a Cherry Blossom Village either. But it would definitely be cool if they added one, because this biome is a little boring. Can you use Silk Touch to mine suspicious blocks? Okay, so we tried it on gravel and it didn't work, and it also doesn't work on sand. This is false. Apparently there is a new potion of luck in Minecraft. There actually is a potion of luck. When applied, +1 luck. I don't really know what that means, but hopefully it doesn't turn me into a leprechaun. Can you transport pets on a camel? So I don't really know how you would do this. I'm assuming my dog would just get on the camel, and it isn't. So this one is false. Are you able to swim on a camel? Okay, it's kind of working, but he's sinking slowly, and yeah, it kicked me off. I want to say this one is false, but it's also kind of true, because he can swim for a second, so I don't know. If you put a mob head above a note block, it will play a sound from that mob. Yeah, this one is true, and it works for every mob, including the skeleton. That was definitely real. Another thing you can apparently do is optimize your world. Yeah, this one is true, but I don't really know what it does. I think it's supposed to be for older worlds, because it didn't really seem to do anything. Can a sniffer survive a hit from the warden? Okay, so we have our sniffer and our warden. We just gotta wait for this guy to find him. He's kind of blind. Okay, the sniffer died in one hit. This one isn't true. But what about a camel? Can a camel survive a warden? We just gotta wait for this again. Oh, and it actually worked. A camel can survive one hit from the warden. Camels really are just built different. Does spawning a cow in a cherry blossom biome make it a mulip? No, it does not. Is there a secret room in the desert temple? Yes, there actually is in the back corner, and this is what it looks like. Are there new potions in Minecraft? So the potions aren't new, but all the colors are changed, and I'm honestly not a fan of this. Like, why is night vision green? Who did this? You no longer have to spam place paintings. Yeah, all the paintings are now selectable by their variant, so now it's a lot easier to get which one you want. This isn't really a thing in survival though, so you're still stuck spam placing them if that's the case. Is the bundle in Minecraft 1.20? There is still no bundle in the creative inventory, but you can still give it to yourself with a command. I wonder when they will finally add this thing. Apparently hanging signs don't break when you break their supporting block. Yeah, this one is true. How is this even possible? This is definitely an illegal building technique. Apparently armor stands now have arms. Okay, so the logic behind this one is that it has arms in a smithing table. But no, the armor stand doesn't have arms. Does landing on a sniffer egg break it? No, either the sniffer egg is really strong or I'm not heavy enough. It's probably the first one. Can you ride a baby camel? No, you can't, unfortunately. But can you put chests on a camel? You also can't do this, but you'd think a mob this strong would be able to do that. Apparently, frogs follow you if you hold slime balls. Okay, so I don't think this one is 1.20 related, and I also can't even tell if it's true. Yeah, it's probably true. He seems to be following me. There is a new way to change your GUI scale. Apparently, if you hold control and scroll at the same time, it changes your GUI scale. Okay, so nothing is happening right now, but what if we try it in the options menu? Now it's working. Yeah, this one is true, but you're already in the options menu, so it's not really that cool. Apparently, if you drop a totem of undying on the ground and land on it, you will live. Alright, so we got our totem here, and let's just drop it all the way down, and let's just fall down on top of the totem. Oh my god, that actually worked. What? Apparently you can MLG into a cauldron. Alright, let's just go up on top of the cauldron, and we'll fall all the way down. And no, this one does not work. I still would have died. Apparently, naming a rabbit Toast changes his skin. So let's just get our Toast name tag, and we'll place a rabbit like this, and let's just name him. And yeah, it actually changes his skin. I've never seen this skin before. That's actually pretty cool. Apparently, an Enderman can stand in a cauldron. So, as you know, when you put an Enderman in water, it just TPs away like that. But what if you put an Enderman in a cauldron? Wow, he's actually just standing in the water. He doesn't even TP away. Can fish breathe on land with water breathing? Alright, this one sounds really stupid. There's no way this will work, but let's try it. And now the fish has water breathing, so let's see if it suffocates. Okay, yeah, the fish is taking damage and he died. This one is false. Apparently a gold pickaxe mines faster than netherite. So this is how fast netherite is able to mine stone, and this is how fast gold is able to mine stone. This is actually true. It's noticeably faster. But for some reason, when you put efficiency 5 on both of the pickaxes, the netherite one becomes faster. I don't even understand how that works. Apparently you can make glowing signs. So if we just take our regular sign here and we get a glowing sack, apparently this will make it glow. No way, it actually makes it glow. How did I not know this exists? Apparently you're also able to dye signs. Alright, so it's the same thing as the ink sack. And yeah, this one works as well. This is so cool. You guys should definitely do what it says on the sign, by the way. It's not me telling you, it's the sign. Apparently you can tow a boat with a lead. So we have our boat right here, and let's just right click it with the lead, and nothing seems to be happening right now. But what if I put a pig in the boat and then I put a lead on the pig? Okay, it just takes the pig out of the boat. This one isn't true. Apparently 1 block of water is able to hydrate crops that are 4 blocks away. So let's just put our water here, and we'll just hoe all this dirt. And yeah, it's hydrating the crops all the way over here, even though the water is here. Can you smelt an iron door into iron nuggets? So as you know, you can smelt gold and iron tools into nuggets like this. As you can see, I have a nugget right here, but can you do this with iron doors? No, it doesn't look like anything's happening. This is false. Will a baby villager jump on a bed? So let's just spawn a baby villager like this, and apparently he's supposed to just jump on this bed randomly. Okay, well right now he's following his parent, so we have to take care of that. And now let's see if he jumps on this bed. Okay, he's standing on the bed, and yeah, he's jumping on the bed. This one is true. Apparently throwing an XP bottle upwards gives more XP. So let's just throw it down first, and we got exactly 1 level. And now let's try throwing the bottle upwards. And we got a little bit more XP. This one might be true, but it also might be random, so I'm not really sure if it's true or not. Apparently there's an easy trick to find diamonds 100% of the time. So if we go to the middle of a clay patch like this, and then we go 6 blocks south, apparently under the 7th block, there will always be diamonds. So let's just mine down like this, and we found gold, but that's not diamonds, so let's keep mining, and we've hit the void, and there's no diamonds. I don't think this one is true. Apparently a hoglin can survive a 50 block fall. So we have our hoglin here, and I'm sorry buddy, but you're going off the edge. And no, the hoglin did not survive. This one is false. Apparently you can sleep underneath lava without dying. So we have our lava bed here, and let's just sleep in the bed. And wow, this is actually working. How am I even sleeping in here? Speaking of dying in lava, apparently witches can't die in lava as well. So let's spawn a witch, and she's dying right now. Oh wait, they actually drink the fire res pot and live. This one's true. Witches can't die in lava. Apparently the top of a desert temple fits a full beacon perfectly. So let's just fill in all of this with netherite, because you know this is a perfectly legit beacon. And yeah, now we have a perfectly fitting beacon. I guess we know who really built the pyramids. Apparently you can use a sweetberry bush to clutch. And yeah, this one is true. I took no damage. Apparently a shield can block splash potions. So let's put a harmful potion in this dispenser, and let's just hold our shield out like this. And this one is false. I still got hit by the potion, even though I was blocking it. Apparently foxes can make a 4-block jump. So let's just put a chicken up here, and we'll spawn a bunch of foxes down here. And yeah, they jumped up and got that chicken immediately. This one is true. Apparently you can walk over magma blocks and campfires without taking damage if you have Frostwalker boots. So let's just make the Frostwalker boots. And yeah, the magma's true. I'm not taking any damage. But what about the campfires? Yeah, this one is also true. That's so cool. I never knew this existed. But now this makes me wonder if you can walk in lava with Frostwalker boots and not take any damage. Okay, this one is not true. You still die to lava if you have Frostwalker boots on. Apparently you can mine a beacon with your fist. So let's just mine this thing. And yeah, it still drops the beacon. Even though it takes a while to mine it, this one is true. Apparently if you kill a zombie pigman in 1 hit, the other ones won't attack you. So let's just 1 hit this pigman. And yeah, they're not attacking me. This one is true. Can you put a pumpkin on a villager's head with a dispenser? So let's just trap our villager, and we'll put a dispenser here. Now let's add the pumpkin to the dispenser, and let's see if it puts this on his head. Yeah, this one's actually true. The villager's wearing a pumpkin now. Apparently you can trap a warden by quickly placing wool over top of him. So let's just start spawning our warden like this, and if we place wool like this, apparently this traps the warden. And yeah, this one is true. The warden is just kind of trapped in wool now. That's so funny. Apparently you can put out a campfire by right-clicking it with a shovel. And yeah, this is true. It puts out all the campfires instantly. Apparently if you right-click a villager during a raid, it will sweat. So let's just right-click this guy, and I swear I just saw water particles coming from him. Yeah, there's water particles coming from him. This one is true. The villagers really do sweat during the raid. Apparently a dolphin will pick up diamonds. So let's just throw some diamonds to this dolphin, and he's going back for them, I think. And yeah, the dolphin is picking up diamonds. That's so cool. He even throws them back to me. It's just like an allay, but underwater. Will a zombie chase an invisible villager? So we have our zombie right here, and let's just make this villager invisible, and we made the zombie invisible too. Okay, we have to redo that. Alright, let's just try this again. And yeah, he's chasing the invisible villager. This guy has some really good eyesight, I guess. Will a grindstone remove a curse from an item? So let's just put these pants in the grindstone, and no, it literally does nothing. It just keeps the curse of binding on it. Apparently, if you trick a skeleton into lighting TNT, it will make creepers drop a ton of music discs. So let's just get the skeleton to shoot the TNT like this, and he shot the TNT, so let's see what happens. And yeah, they dropped a ton of music discs. That's so cool. I had no idea you could get music discs like this. Apparently, you can milk goats. Okay, I don't know how I've never heard of this one, but it actually makes sense. So let's see if it gives me milk. And yeah, the goat actually gives me milk. How did I not know this is true? Can you put 2 parrots on your shoulder? So let's just tame our parrots like this. And we got 1 parrot on our shoulder. Let's go for 2. Okay, I don't really know if this one's true. He doesn't seem to be getting on. Oh wait, it actually worked. He got on my shoulder right when I thought it was false. Okay, I guess this one is true. You can dual wield parrots, but can you get 3 parrots? I don't think so. He's just running away from me. Will a totem of undying save me from slash kill? Alright, so let's just slash kill. And no, the totem of undying did not save me, unfortunately. Apparently, throwing an instant health potion upwards will give you more health than throwing it down. So let's just throw a potion down like this. And as you can see, it gave me 2 hearts. So now let's throw one up in the air like this. And it still gave me 2 hearts. This one is false. Apparently, a witch can't die to instant damage potions. So let's just rain instant damage potions down. And yeah, the witch is just drinking instant health and it's countering it. This one's true. Can you make suspicious stew with a wither rose? So let's just put all these things in the crafting table. And yeah, you can make suspicious stew with a wither rose. This one is true. Will lightning turn a mushroom cow into a brown cow? So let's just spawn a lightning bolt. And yeah, it turns it into a brown cow, but not the brown cow you would expect. It's actually a brown mushroom cow. Will a baby piglin ride a baby hoglin? So let's get our baby hoglin right here, and we'll spawn a ton of baby piglins. And now let's see if one of these guys rides the hoglin. Okay, nothing is happening so far. Oh, and one of them actually is riding on the hoglin. This is true. And wait, multiple of them are stacking on top. You can make an entire piglin stack with this. This is so cool. Does soul fire do double the damage of regular fire? So let's just stand on the fire, and as you can see, it did half a heart to me. But now let's try standing on soul fire. Yeah, the soul fire does 1 heart, and the regular fire only does half a heart. This one is actually true. I had no idea. Apparently a flame bow can ignite a campfire. And yeah, that ignited the campfire. This one is true. Can you walk on powdered snow with frostwalker boots? Okay, so this one would make a lot more sense than magma, so let's see if it's true. And no, it doesn't look like it's true. I've sunken in the snow. Apparently new emerald armor was added in 1.20. So obviously there was no new emerald armor added in 1.20, but you can put this armor trim on a full set of diamond armor. And as you can see, it kinda looks like emerald armor, even though you can still see the diamond a little bit. So I'll say this one is partly true, I guess. Apparently if you breed 2 different colors of sheep, it'll combine their colors. So let's just breed these sheep, and it should make a purple sheep. And yeah, this is true. Now we have a baby purple sheep. This is kinda cool. Apparently you can farm crops in the nether. Okay, I'm not really sure why this would work, but let's just give it a try. Okay, and it kind of looks like these are hydrated somehow. Okay, I somehow placed 1 seed, but I'm not able to place seeds in these ones. That's so weird. So I guess this is partially true, I guess. I'm not really sure if this will actually grow. Apparently hostile mobs can't cross over rails. So let's just place some rails on the ground like this, and we'll spawn a bunch of zombies. And yeah, it looks like they can't get me past these rails. This one is somehow true. Apparently items can sink through mud into hoppers. So let's just throw some diamonds through here. And yeah, it looks like they sunk through the mud. Apparently if you ride in a minecart and then sleep in a bed, it'll make you sleep on the floor. Okay, it doesn't look like it worked. I'm pretty sure I'm still in the bed. This one is false. Apparently there will always be a lush cave underneath an azalea tree. So let's just try to find an azalea tree like this. Okay, and we finally found an azalea tree, so now we just have to mine underneath it. So let's just start mining down. And yeah, we've landed in a lush cave. This one is true. Apparently the warden can't kill you on carpet. So let's just stand on a carpet like this, and it's already looking kind of bad. I have the darkness effect. Okay, the warden is literally standing right beside me. There's no way he doesn't kill me, right? Okay, yeah, he's getting angry. Okay, yeah, that one's false. I don't know who thought of that. There's no way that was gonna work. Apparently you can make infinite water with only 1 water bucket. So if we place a block like this, and then mine out 4 like usual, and then we place our water right here, apparently if we put kelp on these blocks, it'll make an infinite water source. So let's just put kelp all over here, and it did change the water. So let's just break this, and yeah, now we have infinite water from only 1 water bucket. That's so cool. Will a totem of undying work in the void? So let's just fall into the void. And no, the Totem of Undying does not work in the void, unfortunately. Apparently, iron golems don't take fall damage. So let's just push this guy off, and let's see if he takes fall damage. No, he actually didn't take fall damage. This one is true. I guess that's what happens when you're made of iron. You're just invincible. Can you mine lapis ore with a stone pickaxe? So we have regular lapis, and let's just break it with a stone pick. And yeah, it actually dropped the lapis. This is true. But now, can you break deep slate lapis with a stone pick as well? Yeah, this one also works. I guess you only need a stone pick to collect lapis. Is a diamond and a turtle egg the same texture? So we have our diamond right here, and we also have our turtle egg. And yeah, I can actually kind of see the similarities. Like, they have the exact same shape, and the shading is kind of the same as well. I don't know. Let me know if you think these are the same texture or not in the comments. I'm pretty sure that they are. Apparently, if you dig straight down at your world spawn, there will always be diamonds. So let's just start digging straight down from where we spawned, and there was no sign of diamonds anywhere. This one is unfortunately false. Can you survive a fall by landing on a watermelon? So the logic behind this one is because it has water in the name. And no, it's not true. It was pretty obvious it isn't true, to be fair. Apparently, you can run over a 1-block gap. So let's just get a running start from back here. And no, I fell in the lava. Alright, let's just try it a few more times. And wait, I actually just ran right over the lava. Somehow this one is true, but it only happens sometimes. So I would still be careful if there's 1 block of lava like this. Apparently you can survive 4 anvils dropped on your head. So we have 4 anvils up here, as you can see. And let's just break the wood block that's holding all these anvils up. And yeah, I somehow survived 4 anvils getting dropped on my head. Although I'm stuck in the anvils now, so I'm not really sure if this is a good idea anyway. Apparently if you throw diamond armor into lava, it will turn into netherite. Alright, so let's just throw a full set in here. And yeah, this one is definitely not true. If you fall for this, you deserve it, to be honest. Apparently netherite armor can survive lava though. So let's just throw our netherite armor in. The netherite armor actually swam back up. This one is true. Can you combine 2 different types of stairs by putting them in the border? So let's just place our 2 stairs like this, and we'll put a piston behind them, and apparently this will combine both of the stairs. Yeah, this one is true, and this is so weird. Like, look at the 2 stairs mixing right here. I'm pretty sure this is not supposed to happen. Apparently turning a shulker invisible will make him lose his shell. Yeah, this one is true, and this looks so weird. There's literally just this little head right here. Apparently you can spawn a giant slime. So apparently using this command, I will spawn a giant slime. So let's just try it. Oh my god, this slime is massive. Yeah, this one is definitely true. I would not want to run into this slime in my world. This guy is huge. And along with a giant slime, apparently you can spawn a giant magma cube as well. And yeah, it literally works the same as the slime, and I actually have no idea where he just went. He just flew away. Like, look when he jumps, he just completely disappears. This one is definitely true. Do zombie pigmen crush turtle eggs? So we have our zombie pigmen here, and yeah, they're literally just crushing the turtle eggs. That's kind of mean. I don't know why they would do that. Will a skeleton turn to a stray if you trap it in powdered snow? Okay, he's shaking. And yeah, he turned into a stray. This one is true. Are you able to turn the wither invisible? Alright, let's splash him with invis. And no, we can still see the wither. And honestly, that's kind of good. The wither would be absolutely terrifying if you could make him invisible. If you smelt a wet sponge and you put a bucket underneath, apparently it'll fill the bucket with water. Yeah, this one is actually true. I guess if you need water and you only have a wet sponge, this is a good way to do it. Can you put a shulker box into a shulker box? Nope, you cannot. I'm clicking, as you can see, and nothing is happening. This one is false. Apparently you can mine a dragon egg if you put it underwater. Okay, so as you know, you can't normally mine a dragon egg, so let's see if this works. Okay, no, the dragon egg just teleports away. This one isn't true. If you throw a trident with loyalty on it, and then you fill your inventory, apparently it'll chase you. So let's just throw our trident really far away like this, and now let's fill our entire inventory up quickly, and apparently the trident will just chase us, and yeah, the trident is just flying around me. This is so weird. Look at what it does when I stand still. This is so funny. Apparently you can't blow up a nether star, so let's just light this TNT, and yeah, this one is true. The nether star just flew away, but it didn't explode. Will lightning turn a red mushroom into a brown mushroom, similar to how it does that with the cows? Alright, let's just summon a lightning bolt, and no, this one isn't true. The mushroom is still red. Will looting work if the sword is in your offhand? So let's just put this sword right here, and we'll hold out another sword, and let's kill the mushroom cows with our diamond sword instead. Alright, that one just dropped 2 beef and 1 leather. What about this guy? Alright, 1 beef and 1 leather. I don't think it's true. Looting would give way more. Apparently, if you type excited ZE into the crafting table, it changes your language. And yeah, wait, everything is completely different. I'm pretty sure it changed my game to pirate language. What is this? this. Can a blaze light a campfire? So let's just get this blaze to shoot at us. Okay, yeah, he hit the campfire and it actually lit it up. This one is true. Apparently you can infinitely tower with powdered snow buckets. So if we place one like this, and then we stand on the top, and then we place another, we can grab the first bucket from the bottom, and then build up like this, and then we can just keep doing this. And as you can see, this is true. You're able to infinitely tower with powdered snow. This is kind of cool. Apparently there's a game rule that will completely disable the warden from spawning. And yeah, this is true. There's a game rule called do warden spawning, and if you set it to false, the warden will no longer be able to spawn in your world. Can a bee survive a hit from the warden? Alright, I honestly have no idea how this one would be true. I mean, how is a bee gonna survive an entire warden? Okay, it looks like the warden's found him. Oh, and he's getting angry. And no, the bee did not survive a hit from the warden. This one is false. Will a camel protect you from taking damage from a ravager? So let's saddle up our camel, and we'll just go in survival like this. And no, this one is not true. I'm still being hit by the ravager. If you jump on a cactus, you can jump 2 blocks high. Alright, so we've placed our cactus in our 2-block jump, and I'm assuming I just have to do this, and hopefully I'll be able to jump 2 blocks. Alright, I don't really know about this one, but I'm pretty sure that this works with fire, so let's just keep trying it. Come on, surely it'll let me jump 2 blocks. I don't know, maybe I'm just bad, but I'm gonna have to say this one is false. It's not working for me. Apparently Skulk can't spread in water. So we have our Skulk catalysts right here, and let's kill this skeleton, and as you can see, the Skulk spreads, but apparently if there's water here, it won't spread, so we have to try this. Alright, let's just place water all over the Skulk, and we'll put down another skeleton, and this one's not true. I'm pretty sure I saw it spread. Yeah, this one isn't true. It's spreading underwater. Apparently if you give an Allay an item, it can't explode. So we have our Allay right here, and we'll give him a diamond, and now let's place a ton of TNT all over the place, and we'll just put some diamonds here so we can go get them, and we'll light the TNT. The TNT didn't really hit him, but I didn't see him take damage. He just kind of got blown away, so I'm gonna say this one is true. Apparently, if you Ender Pearl and then go in the end, it'll send you back to the overworld. Okay, and we'll just throw an Ender Pearl all the way over here, and now let's go in the end, and it should TP us any second. Okay, yeah, this one is false. It would have TP'd us by now. Apparently, all cats in a witch hut spawn as black cats. So, as you can see, there's already a black cat right here, and we'll spawn our cats in the witch hut, and yeah, they're all black cats. That's so crazy. And as you can see, if I go over here, they're just normal cats. So it's literally just the witch hut. Wow, that's so weird. Apparently in the new update, you can summon the white enderman with a command. So I'm typing the summon command, and I don't see anything coming up for white enderman. This one is false. Apparently ancient debris resembles an old warped log. So we have a warped log here, and as you can see, this is what it looks like, and here's an ancient debris beside it. Apparently this is supposed to be an old warped log. It doesn't really look like it on the sides, but the top looks pretty similar, so I don't really know if this one is true. You guys let me know if you think this resembles a warped log or not. I honestly don't know. Apparently there's a secret room under the village well. I'm pretty sure these village wells have been in Minecraft forever, so I'm pretty sure I would know about this if there was a secret room. And let's just mine the blocks out under here. I mean, there's a cave down here, but I'm pretty sure that's not a secret room. This one is false. Apparently there's a secret new deep dark villager. So let's just spawn a villager. And no, this is just a normal villager. There's no new deep dark villager in this game. I'm sorry. Apparently there's a secret room hidden under the igloo. So if we break this carpet here, there's supposed to be a hidden room somewhere under here. Wait, there's actually a trap door. And there's a ladder down to the bottom. What's down here? And yeah, there's actually a secret room down here, and it looks like there's a thing to cure a zombie villager down here. And you get this chest with a golden apple, so all you need is a weakness potion. Oh wait, you can actually get a weakness potion here too, so you can literally just cure this villager right here. That's so cool. Apparently sniffers can sniff for seeds in the end. So we have our sniffer right here, and let's see if he can find some seeds. Alright, he's sniffing the air. This might be true. Okay, he's been sniffing for a long time, and he hasn't found anything yet. I don't think this one is true. Apparently there's a new bat in the new update. So let's just spawn a bat right here. And yeah, this is actually a new bat. This looks so cool. Apparently you can now put items in a decorated pot. So we have our decorated pot right here, and let's just right click it with these diamonds, and it's doing something. Okay, now let's right click it to see if they're in the pot. Okay, I don't know, the pot's just kind of wiggling. Maybe we have to break the pot. And yeah, the diamonds came out of the pot. This one is true. You can put items in pots now. Can you break pots with arrows? Alright, let's just shoot the pot. And yeah, this one is true, but it only drops bricks. It doesn't drop the pot. And just to be clear, you can break pots with every projectile, not just arrows. Can you give a snow golem fire resistance? Alright, so we have our snow golem right here, and let's just splash him. And yeah, he has particles, but does this actually work? And yeah, the snowman is just swimming in lava and not dying. This is the weirdest thing I've seen. Does an evoker turn blue sheep red? Alright, so we have our blue sheep here. I don't really know why this one would work, but let's just spawn our evoker, and he's doing something. And the sheep actually turned red. What? Why doesn't this guy like blue sheep? Can you survive a 50 block fall with feather falling 4 boots? So let's just put feather falling on the boots, And now let's just fall down this 50 block platform. And no, I died. Apparently putting a pumpkin on your head stops Enderman from attacking you completely. So we have our Enderman right here, and let's just put a pumpkin on our head, and now let's fight the Enderman. Okay, yeah, he's hitting me. This one is definitely not true. The Enderman still attacks you when you have a pumpkin on your head. It's only good for looking at them. Apparently harming potions ignore armor. So that did 5.5 hearts. Now let's put armor on. Yeah, it did the same amount of damage. I guess armor is just useless. Apparently you can trap and kill the warden with powdered snow. Alright, he's trapped. And it's working, he's dying. Okay, this is kind of sad. I'm gonna help him out. Apparently you can repair an iron golem. Oh, I can't hurt this one. Sorry, bro. Wait, it actually repairs him. I almost certainly thought this one was fake. It sounds so stupid. Apparently you can sleep underwater. Let's just make it night. Wait, how does this work? Bro, I'm amphibious or something. What? You can make a 2-block jump with a bubble column. I'm going higher, but it's not 2 blocks. Oh, you have to run at it for it to work. And it's actually pretty consistent when you have the timing. Hitting a mob through fire sets the mob on fire. Nope. Pretty sure I would have known about this if it was true. You can shoot fire arrows through the bottom of a lava cauldron. Wait, it works. You just have to angle it right. This is sick. As you know, you can block a beacon by placing a block above it, but apparently the beacon's beam can go through bedrock. Here it is with stone. As you can see, it blocks it. Now we'll try bedrock. What? I guess stone is stronger than bedrock now. That's so weird. Reinforced deep slate drops with silk touch. This is gonna take a while. I better not be getting trolled. We're almost there, and it did nothing. Nice. Apparently you can put thorns on an armor stand. So I have a full set of thorns 3 armor. Let's put it on the stand. No, I'm not taking any damage. I kinda wish this one was true though, it would be cool. Prismarine blocks change colors. Alright, time to stare at a block. It actually looks like it's changing. I think this is true. Yeah, there's actually a huge difference between the two. Striders can protect you from baby zombies. Let's get on this guy, and we'll go survival. Yeah, they can't hit me. I'm invincible. No baby zombie can ever kill me again. Apparently you can light 2 portals inside of each other. Alright, we have a weird portal. Oh, that would have been so cool. Mojang, please add this in 1.20. We need double portals. Mobs can't kill you in sugarcane. Let's put some zombies and a skeleton. Now I will set my game mode. I don't think it worked. This would be cool if it was true though. You get more experience from fortune. So I have a default pickaxe and a fortune 3 pickaxe. No fortune gave me almost 10 levels. And I got less levels with fortune. This one isn't true. Spiders can climb the world border. Not too sure about this one. Oh wait, he's doing the thing. Spider climbing the world border. Where will he go? Actually, when will he stop? This is getting dangerous. Apparently spiders also infinitely climb the world border. Apparently you can ignite TNT with a fishing rod. Now we just fish through the lava. Yeah, it works. I guess there is a reason to fish in lava now. Apparently you can also pull TNT towards you with the fishing rod. Yeah, it works. I have no idea why this would be useful, but it's cool. You can put a boat in a minecart. Wait, what? Why does that work? I'm pressing W and going backwards. This is so weird. Wait, what if I put a boat in a minecart in a minecart? Oh, it doesn't work. Apparently you can dodge sonic boom. Nope. Still no. Oh, you can. It's just hard because you have to do it really fast. Undead mobs don't burn underneath cobwebs. So I trapped a zombie and a skeleton in a hole. Let's set it to day. Wait, they're actually not burning. And as you can see, these guys are burning. This one is somehow true. This doesn't even make sense. Apparently ghasts can't see you behind cobwebs. I'm trapping myself in cobwebs. I don't think it worked, guys. Oh, not the underwater bed. Apparently rain kills snow golems. Slash weather rain. Wow, I've never seen something die so fast. Yeah, this one's true. You can kill the ender dragon with snowballs. I can't tell if I'm missing or if it doesn't work. Yeah, I don't think it's working. It's weird though because they aren't even hitting the dragon. Coal blocks last longer than 9 coal in a furnace. Time for some waiting. 9 coal finished first. I guess it's actually worth it to craft coal blocks. Holding control while using pick block gives you a chest with the same items. Now we have a ton of useful loot in this chest. And we just hold control. Yeah, it actually works. Awkward splash potions stop fire damage. Don't try this at home, guys. Nope, I'm still on fire. You can't spawn a wither in a snow biome. This one is true. I have no idea why, but it does work. Apparently you can MLG into a cauldron. Okay, I gotta line myself up perfectly. Nope, that's unfortunate. Apparently, if you hold crouch, you can MLG on leaves in 1.19. Alright, I'm holding crouch. Nope, it still waterlogs it. Can you burn waterlogged leaves? It won't let me set them on fire. Yeah, it doesn't look like they can burn. Apparently, polar bears attack foxes. I think it's true, but he's gonna have to catch him. I don't think the polar bear is fast enough. Alright, I'm gonna cut the video before the fox gets hurt. Oh. Apparently, you can give a boat a name tag. Let's name it something cool and original. Oh yeah, I have to crouch. It's not working. Maybe we have to name the boat. Guys, please just do it. No, it still won't work. It's just a boat. Apparently, deep slate ores give more XP. Okay, we got 8.5 levels from regular. And we got 9 levels from deep slate. Since the amount of XP you get is random, I don't think this is a big enough difference for it to be true. You can fish in a cauldron. Whoops. Yeah, there's no way I'm fishing anything out of here. You can't fish in a cauldron, but can you put fish in a cauldron? Nope, it just goes on top. Although sometimes the fish will go in the cauldron for a second. Killing a wither skeleton with a charged creeper always drops a skull. Oh, we gotta be quick here. There's 1. There's 2. There's 3. Either my luck is insane or this one is true. You can smelt nether gold into a gold ingot. Wait, it's smelting. Yeah, it works. I guess this should have been obvious, but you do only get a few nuggets from breaking it, so I wasn't sure. Apparently you can clutch with a skulk vein. Ow. No, you can't. Hostile mobs do not spawn in mushroom biomes. It's nighttime and I don't see anything spawning. Alright, there would definitely be mobs by now. This one is true. Apparently you can't milk a mushroom cow. Nope, you still can. And you can also milk them for soup. You can make a car in Minecraft. So if I put a pig in a minecart, it's supposed to be like a car. Well, I can only move backwards and I move very slowly, but I guess it's a car? Just like you can break an end portal frame, you can break bedrock with a giant mushroom. Nope, the bedrock is still there. I wonder why it works with end portal frames and not bedrock. Apparently bees can pollinate netherwort. No, it doesn't look like it. If you give a wither skeleton a bow, it will shoot fire arrows. So if I type this crazy command, I get a wither skeleton with a bow. And yeah, it's shooting fire arrows, that's terrifying. You can use gold nuggets as fuel in a furnace. No, you can't. I think you can in bedrock though. Apparently if you give a fox Frostwalker boots, it will turn water to ice. We just need him to touch water. Nope, it doesn't work. I'm gonna need these back. Apparently you can't lose hunger on a boat. Okay, I'm giving myself hunger 200. It doesn't appear to be working. But if I don't have the hunger effect, it seems to be true. Apparently there's an infinite flower glitch. Yo, we're printing money. Wolves hunt down skeletons. So if I put this skeleton in a box... Oh, get out of here. So if I put a skeleton out of sight, apparently a wolf will hunt for it. I don't think it's working. Maybe it has to be my dog? Nah, he's just vibing. If you put a Jeb underscore name tag on a dog, apparently its collar becomes rainbow. So this should happen just with the collar instead. No, it didn't work. It just names your dog Jeb. Apparently, Endermen are not able to teleport out of a 2-block hole. Alright, he's in a 2-block hole. Nope, that happened instantly. The Warden's Sonic Boom ability apparently ignores armor. Here's me using no armor. Okay, it did 2.5 hearts. Here's me with full netherite now. Wait, it did 3 hearts. It did more damage. What? Okay, apparently you also can't block Sonic Boom with a shield. What? No way, as if the Warden wasn't already powerful enough. Does mud dry out in the nether? No, it does not. Well, at least not instantly. Can mud be used to put out fire damage? Time to set myself on fire. Don't try this at home. Nope, I'm still on fire. Apparently 1.19 added jungle villages. Okay, I'm using /locate, and these are the only village types available. There are no jungle villages. There aren't jungle villages, but apparently there are jungle villagers. Wait, no way, that's so sick. Apparently there are also swamp villagers. What? No way, it's like a non-mean looking witch. Why are these in the game with no villages? You can use reinforced deep slate to trap the wither. Now we spawn the wither. Will it get out? No, it seems to be stuck. Even in survival, it won't come get me. But I guess this would only be useful if you could mine reinforced deep slate, but it's still cool. If you place your own shrieker, it can't spawn a warden. So I've placed my own shrieker. And yeah, it's been 3 times, and nothing has happened. This one is true. Apparently, there's a new portal in the deep dark. Let's light this. Wait, what? Okay, obviously I'm joking. This is a texture pack. Apparently, you can heal Vexes into LAs by giving them milk. Alright, I'm giving him milk and nothing is happening. This one is fake. Can you use goat horns to call goats over to you? He's looking at me. No, it does not work. He's not coming over here. Do you need Silk Touch to mine a Skulk sensor? Alright, nothing dropped with no Silk Touch. And it drops with Silk Touch. This one is true. Okay, I found out I'm supposed to use a hoe and not a pickaxe. I don't want to hear it. You can now place water inside of leaves. So just like a sign or a slab, I should be able to do this on leaves. Yes, it works, and it doesn't even flow out either. That's so cool. Swift Sneak makes dive mining faster. So that was me mining without Swift Sneak. And yeah, I mean I move faster, but it doesn't make me mine any faster, so I would say this one isn't true. If you spawn a frog in a jungle, it becomes a poisonous frog. Alright, here's the smallest jungle ever. Spawning a frog. Nope, it does not seem to be poisonous. Apparently, LAs can mine diamonds for you. So if I give an LA diamond ore, it's supposed to mine diamonds for me. Nope, this obviously wasn't going to work, but it can collect diamonds for you. If you listen to the new music disc in the deep dark, it spawns Herobrine. Okay, we have our jukebox and the music disc. Let's see. I don't really see anything around here. Oh my god! There's nothing. Herobrine was removed a long time ago, guys. Right? The new music disc can be used to light the portal in the deep dark. Nope, nothing is happening. And this disc is scary. I'm turning it off. You can't spawn a warden on the surface. Well, since you can't spawn a warden using your own shrieker, it's impossible for one to spawn on the surface. Frogs will eat magma cubes and drop a frog light. Oh, this one's true. Not these guys though, they're too big. Apparently you can find skeleton skulls in an ancient city. Dang, I really thought one would be here. Oh, there's one over here. It's true. Blowing up ores now gives you experience. I think I used too much TNT. Let's try just one. And it works, the XP dropped. Furnace minecarts now work like regular furnace blocks. Alright, I'm right clicking it and nothing is happening. Let's try it with food in my hand. Still nothing, this one doesn't work. Apparently tadpoles are scared of axolotls. Wow, the axolotl's going crazy. It doesn't look like the tadpole is afraid though. The warden is lava proof apparently. It's true. The warden is even more powerful than I thought. You can use water to silence skulk sensors. Yeah, it's making no noise, but there's still the pulse thingy. And as you can see, the redstone works, but it's making no sound. Apparently the Moo Bloom was added in 1.19. Oh guys, look, it's the Moo Bloom. No way, no way. Apparently mobs now spawn inside of nether portals. So I've built a portal on the nether roof, so they should have the best chance of spawning here. Okay, this one might be true, but it's going to take forever if it is. Can Alays use a Totem of Undying? We'll just put some lava. Nope, we'll put some lava. Wow, this guy's fast. Okay, we finally got him. And it worked. He used the totem to survive. That's crazy. You can place structures with the command in 1.19. Alright, /structure doesn't work. Okay, it's /place structure. And yeah, you can place any structure just like this. Just like this. Now you can beat the game in super flat. There are new secret paintings in 1.19. So you just do this command, and this should be a new painting. Yeah, it works. There are also 3 other new paintings you can get with this command. Apparently you sink in mud just like powdered snow. I don't appear to be sinking. It does lower you by like 0.1 of a block though. Using Riptide on a trident while riding a boat makes you go faster. Alright, let's get in a boat. Nope, I can't even use a trident in a boat. It doesn't even let me right click. The fletching table can now be used to make tipped arrows. Alright, I'm right clicking on it and nothing is happening. Let's try it in survival. Still nothing. Even with an arrow, it still doesn't work. This one isn't true. Apparently tropical fish spawn in mangrove swamps. I'm kind of lost in here. This biome is so cool. Oh wait, those are tropical fish, right? Yep, so it's true. Minecraft now apparently has directional audio. So you go to music and sounds, and yeah, there's directional audio. And as you can see, it works. Well, as you can hear, it works. Also, I'm not sure if you can hear it properly on the video, but I am confirming it works. Can you distract the warden with XP bottles? He does seem to be distracted by them, but it doesn't seem to work in survival. You can name locations with a banner. So you just name the banner, and then you right click with a map. That didn't work. Oh, so it has to be an existing map. Yeah, that's really cool actually. Apparently you can put a chest in a boat now. So if I right click this boat, nothing happens, but you can craft it. Now I have a chest on my boat, that's sick. You can find diamond armor in the ancient city. Nope. Nothing. There's iron armor. Still nothing. There it is, diamond leggings. Curse of binding, but it's still diamond. Oh, hello warden. Apparently you can spawn fireflies with a command. I'm using /summon and there are no fireflies. There's a game rule to disable the warden. There actually is a command for it. And as you can see, no warden spawns. This is really cool. Well, if you're a baby. I mean, I would probably use it though. Apparently baby pandas can sneeze out a slime ball. We've got 1 million pandas here. I'm hearing them sneeze, but no slime balls. Okay, so apparently I have to spawn lazy pandas? Yeah, I've been waiting for a while and there are still no slime balls, so I don't know. You can use a book to spawn infinite dimensions. So all I have to do is throw the book in here. Nope, we're still in the nether. Okay, so this was actually from an April Fool's snapshot. I'm stupid. There's a secret redstone room under the ancient city. There is one. Okay, I already knew this, but maybe some people didn't, so here you go. Perfect place to get random redstone stuff. Apparently vines and glow lichen can be placed on soul sand, and it looks like you can. I have no idea why you couldn't do this before 1.19. Apparently walking on wool makes the skulk sensor not hear you. Yes, so this is one of the main features of the skulk sensor, and as you can see it is true. Apparently there are alligators in 1.19. Of course there are alligators in 1.19, that's one of the main features. Apparently mangrove trees don't have saplings. Mangrove trees do not have saplings. You have to use these weird propagale things to grow them instead. Apparently the bundle has been added to 1.19, so there is no bundle in the creative menu, but I can give it to myself, but since there is still no way to obtain it, I would say this is false. Apparently minecarts with an attached block now stay together when you break them. Oh, it's actually true. I'm pretty sure this never used to exist, that's cool. Apparently you can use cheats in survival without enabling them. So as you saw, I made a world with cheats off. Yeah, it does nothing. I don't know why this would work. Apparently there's an advancement for killing a mob near a skulk catalyst. Let's just kill this guy quickly. Yeah, it spreads as the advancement. Apparently there's also an advancement for having every frog light in your inventory. Yep, there's also an advancement for that. Apparently the end portal frame texture is now different. Alright, you guys tell me if you can see the difference. These are some of the scariest Minecraft seeds of all time, starting with seed 21166. Players have reported being attacked by a living tree while traveling the forest playing on this seed. So let's check if this one's true. Okay, I'm not seeing anything unusual in this world, but the tree is meant to... Oh wait, what is this? I'm pretty sure this is just a buried shipwreck, but let's just check it out to make sure. Okay, or maybe it's not a shipwreck. I can't seem to find the ship anywhere. Yeah, that is weird. Where did the logs go? There was just logs there a second ago. I'm sure of it. You guys literally saw it. I'm not crazy. If there is a living tree, it's probably in the forest over here. Okay, you can't tell me you guys didn't see that. I swear the water was just turning red for a second. Okay, we're going into creative. I'm a little scared now, not gonna lie. Wow, there's a village over here. Maybe we should check that out. This village seems perfectly normal, other than the portal going through this house right here. Yeah, I'm sure that this is a coincidence, especially this one block up here. Look at this guy, he's trapped in the house. Alright, let me help you out, buddy. Wait, what? Where did he go? Also, why is there a bunch of tree blocks in here? Did a tree spawn in the middle of this house? Or do you guys think the living tree put this stuff here? Okay, that noise might have been him telling me that I was right. Yeah, we're getting out of here. Okay guys, that water was definitely red. Like, you guys can't tell me you didn't see the red water there. Well, at least he can drink the red water instead of drinking me, I guess. But yeah guys, in the original story, it said that the tree lives inside of the forest. So enough is enough, we're checking out the forest. If there is anything weird in this forest, it's gonna be really hard to see because of all the trees around here. So you guys need to keep a lookout for anything strange in case I don't see it. Hold on, do you guys hear that? It sounded like someone was breaking wood, and it definitely wasn't me. I mean, this is what it sounds like when I break wood. And is that redstone in the walls? Okay, I'm 99% sure redstone cannot spawn here. Something is up. Wait, what was that? What just happened? How is it nighttime right now? What just happened? I swear it was just day. Okay, I'm really not liking this. There's a lot of sounds, a lot of weird things going on. Wait, what did I just see over there? Watch until the end to see what happens. Next is seed Thanatophobia, which is supposed to be a seed where everything in your world is trying to kill you. This is the seed of, well, Thanatophobia. That's kind of what the word means. So everything in the seed is supposed to kill me. Alright, pig, kill me. Come on. Kill me. Okay, it's not working. If this seed is correct, the pig should be trying to kill me right now. Oh my god, I almost fell in that hole. That is a really weird hole to just be there, isn't it? Like, usually lava doesn't spawn with a random hole leading to your demise. That better not have been you, pig, trying to kill me with the lava. But yeah, let's get some tools. What? I might be wrong, but did this cow just hit me? Nah, it had to have been just like a skeleton or something that is hiding now. Come on out, skeleton. I know you're in here. I'm not looking for you, buddy. Why do you keep following me? Nah, you know what? Actually... Why does the cow have infinite health? I'm telling you, something is weird with this world. The cows are invincible and following me, pigs trying to kill me, something is up. But we still have no proof. I mean, these could all be coincidences, right? So I think we need to find something that is a little bit more likely to kill me than a pig or a cow. We need a sheep, but not just any sheep. A red sheep, because a red sheep is way more likely to try to kill me than any other kind of sheep. So we'll get a flower from over here, and we should be able to craft this thing into some red dye. Come here, sheep. Boom, and now you're red. Kill me, sheep. You can do it. Or maybe not. For a seed where everything is supposed to kill me, nothing is really killing me. Whoa, what was that? Okay, not really sure where a dripstone would have come from. Maybe the sky is trying to kill me. Yeah, that is so weird. There's literally nothing up there and it just dropped from the sky. I don't know, guys. The red sheep didn't work. The cow and the pig didn't work. I might have to say this one is busted. But wait, what is that over there? How did I not see this before? Was this even here before? Okay, now this is weird. I've seen villages before, but never have I just seen a single village house in the middle of nowhere like this. Yeah, this is so strange. Is anyone even in the house? Hello? Anyone in there? Okay, that is not the floor of a house. That is in fact death. Somebody needs to get some insurance, because something happened to this house. This is not okay. Wow, one more step forward and I would have died. And just as I was about to say this seed was busted. Okay, we're gonna go down here, but we have to be careful. I'm not taking any chances. If there was a giant death hole in the house, who knows what could be at the bottom. Okay, and it's just a normal cave at the bottom. This is so weird. I wonder who put this house here. It must mean I'm going in the right direction. I'm gonna put some blocks at the entrance right here, just in case I backtrack so I know where I am. You know what's really weird about this cave? The fact that I haven't seen any hostile mobs in this cave at all. Like, a cave usually has a ton of mobs in it, but this one seems to have none. Okay, why are there a bunch of dripstones on the roof like this? Am I crazy, or does this look exactly like a dripstone trap waiting to happen? Like, if I was under here, someone could just break one of these, and boom, I would be dead. Yeah, I'm just gonna take care of these real quick. I've been traveling this cave for a while now, and there's been no luck. Like, if everything was trying to kill me, this would be the perfect place for it to happen. Hold on a minute. Is this not the entrance to the cave from earlier? Wait, how did I end up going in a circle? I swear I don't remember backtracking at all. But I know this is the entrance because of the blocks I put here, and also this giant... Hold on a minute. Why is there lava coming from the entrance to the cave? Okay, now this is really weird. How would lava just randomly spawn exactly where I entered this cave? Okay, we need to find another way out of here. I am done with this seed. I did have my suspicions at first, but this confirms it. This seed is definitely out to kill me. Yeah, we just need to find an exit out of this cave right now. I swear I'm hearing noises right now as well that definitely weren't there before. Come on, where's the exit to this cave? It feels like it's just endless. Come on, exit please. Hold on, what is that? Why is there a villager, and why is he naked? Hello, random villager. What's going on, man? Surely you know a way out of here, right? Like, you're gonna help me, right? Why is he just staring at me menacingly? Wait, hold on. It's a death villager? Oh my god. The villager, the house, it's all making sense now. Never trust a villager. Yeah, this seed is definitely real. Do not play this seed unless you want to get killed, because what just happened? Coming up next, we have the seed of the endless desert. It is said that when you create a world using seed desert with numbers like this, there will be an infinite desert. Yeah, this is not a desert. We spawned in a plains. I guess this is myth busted then. But wait, there's also a chest right here though. Did I turn on starter chests? Why would I turn on starter chest? There's no way I did that. And yeah, we got some starter stuff. Wait, is that a saddle? Okay, I'm 90% sure you can't get a saddle from a starter chest. And I don't think I even turned on starter chests to begin with. This is so weird. Whatever, I guess we keep exploring this plains. Maybe it will turn into a desert. Let's pretend that the grass is dead bushes right now, and I'm breaking dead bushes. Okay, wait. Tell me why there is camels inside of a plains biome. I'm telling you, camels do not spawn in a plains. Is this a new 1.21 feature? Like, what's going on? I'm not even on 1.21. There just should not be any camels here. Maybe we can use one of these guys, though. Hey man, you want a wait. Where did they go? I'm telling you guys, there was literally just 3 camels right here. How did they disappear? Like, 1 disappearing? That would make sense. 2 of them? Now that's a little weird, but 3 disappearing? Something has to be up with this seed. Well, I guess we just keep exploring then. Weird things are happening on the seed, but none of them seem to be desert related at all. It could be possible that we just haven't found the endless desert yet. Maybe it's like a backrooms type of thing. You have to fall into it. But yeah, there's nothing else really weird going on as of right now. Like, let me know if you guys see anything weird. I feel like if the seed is supposed to be cursed, we should be seeing it. Is that a desert well? Okay, yeah, apparently there's a desert well in the middle of this plains. First we had camels, and now we have a well. But this well isn't telling us how to get to the infinite desert. Oh well, you guys get it? Maybe we throw a piece of gold into the well, kinda like how people throw coins into fountains. We gotta go into creative for this. Come on, gold, bring us to the infinite desert. Okay, it just did nothing. That is lame. Maybe we could try diamonds? Diamonds is the best offering I have. Now show us the desert. Did anyone hear that? If I look up and there's a desert all of a sudden, I'm gonna leave the world. Okay, there's no desert. For a second, I thought that sound actually meant something. I guess it was just a cave noise or something. Okay, at this point, I'm probably gonna have to say this one is busted. I mean, I've been looking around for a while, and I still have yet to even see a desert. The desert things in the plains is the only real evidence we have of this being true. And even then, those could just be a glitch or something. Oh hey, we found a yellow sheep. Aren't these supposed to be rare or something? Wait, yellow sheep? That is not something that can spawn in Minecraft. Like, I've heard of a pink sheep, but yellow? No. That's weird. There's just one yellow sheep. Oh wait, the sheep died. What happened to him? He was just fine a second ago. Who killed the yellow sheep? Why would you do this? Oh well, I'm sure that was just nothing. Nothing to be concerned about. Just a yellow sheep dying in the middle of nowhere. Totally normal day out here. Okay. That is not supposed to be here. Like, camels? Maybe that's normal. A desert well? A little strange. But a whole pyramid? Yeah, that is definitely not normal. Maybe we finally found the entrance to the endless desert. Okay, why is there more yellow sheep inside of this pyramid? What is with these yellow sheep? Let's check for anything weird on the top before we go down into the bottom. I know there's a secret room in here that was added in 1.20, so we can check that out. Okay, nothing really weird so far. Yeah, nothing is really weird with this room. It seems perfectly normal. What about on the sides here? Oh wait, why is this blocked off? Usually there's an entrance here, so what's behind this? Oh, there's a bunch of diamond blocks. I wouldn't exactly call this scary. This is more like exactly what I would be looking for if I started a new world. Like, yeah, just give me these free diamonds. Thanks, Desert Temple. And there's also more blocks on this side of the temple, but this time they are gold. Well, this is more of a secret room seed than a scary seed, I guess, but we still do have one more place to check. The bottom of the temple. Now, usually there's a TNT trap down here with some chests, but after seeing those 2 rooms, who knows what will be down here. Yeah, it just looks the same as usual. We got 4 chests with normal loot and the pressure plate. Do I dare step on the pressure plate? Guys, what do you think? Is it a good or a bad idea to step on this pressure plate? Alright, whatever. Let's just do it. Let's blow up the cursed desert temple. Okay, it just blew up like normal, guys. So I guess this seed is busted. Nothing weird is going on here. Wait, I was not in a desert before. I would definitely remember if I found a desert before this, because I was literally looking for one forever. Also, why am I no longer in creative, and why am I no longer able to sprint? Luckily, I can just fix that by running the command again. Endless desert thought it could get to me. But yeah, this definitely looks like an endless desert, and the person who found this seed also reported finding some kind of glitched camel. I don't know if that was the camels from before, or if it was something different, but we are not sticking around to find out. I was able to make it to the endless desert. That is enough for me to believe this one is true. I mean, if there was glitched camels, we would definitely be seeing them by now while flying around here. But no, it's just all desert, which is honestly quite creepy. I can see why this seed would be scary. What happened in the forest earlier? I'm telling you, I just saw something unusual in the trees over there. This is so bad. This forest really has me feeling like I'm hallucinating now. I'm sure there was nothing there. It was probably just a zombie or something, considering that it's nighttime. What's up with this tree right here? I swear this is not normal. Can trees fall down in Minecraft, or is this man-made? This kind of reminds me of the shipwreck thing from earlier, which just randomly disappeared. Okay, that is not possible. More random logs on the ground, and then they just disappeared again. What is going on in this world? And no way. Okay, I'm telling you, I definitely saw something this time. There is no way. Something is definitely in this forest. Okay, maybe if we go back and then come back again. Okay, that sound was terrifying. Yeah, if there is something in this forest, we don't want to find out. I'm getting out of here. Come on, let's find an exit to this forest. Why is it so hard to find an exit to everything in these seeds? There's just trees everywhere. Does this ever end? Maybe this is the seed of the endless forest. This is terrifying. I do not want to... Wait, is something following me? What is this noise? It sounds like something is definitely following me. I am not turning around for this. Whatever's making this sound, I don't even want to know. Oh no, I think we might be hitting a dead end. Oh, never mind. We can just go up here. Was this sound just this pig? No way that the pig was making those sounds. It sounded so much different than pig sounds. Alright, I don't know. Everyone was hyping up this living tree, and the whole time it was really just fake. The seed is busted, guys. There is no living tree in the forest. Just some scary pigs and some misplaced wood. This is a normal-sized Minecraft player. As you can see, I am 2 blocks tall. And now I'm just 1 block tall. I lost half my size from dying. So the goal for today is to beat the game in small mode. And that starts with us getting some wood, kind of in the way that an ant would. Okay, we're not actually that small yet, but we will be by the end of the video. Alright, let's put down our giant crafting table. I kind of wish the tools were bigger in my hand. It would look kind of funny if the pickaxe was just normal size, even though I'm tiny. Wait, this is kind of funny. I can just stand under the dirt right here. I don't have to mine out 2 blocks. It's like I'm crawling, but I'm still walking. Alright, now that we got some tools, let's check out this shipwreck here, and then we'll go to that village, because we're gonna need some iron in order to get to the nether so we can beat the game. I'm pretty sure the shipwreck should have a chest, and yeah, we got some iron and a diamond already, and we also got smithing templates. I don't think we're gonna need any armor trims, but I'm grabbing them anyway. And this chest has some food, and of course we got a treasure map, just in case we want to go look for it. It's actually in the same direction that I'm going, so I'm probably gonna go get that. I'm interested to see how I will look in a boat. Yeah, I'm not really sure how I'm rowing the boat. Yeah, something's a little weird here. Alright, we made it to the giant village. Let's get some giant hay bales, and now we can make some giant bread. Okay, once again, the bread's not actually giant, but I wish it was. Giant villager, giant golem, who I'm not going to try to kill because I already got my iron. Alright, and we have more than enough iron, honestly, if we're just trying to go to the nether. And water breathing, I'm sure that'll be useful in the nether. Hey, this is honestly pretty good pace for tiny world record. Get a little bit more wood while we're here. And now we just gotta find a lava pool to go to the nether. I wonder what fighting mobs is like. Alright, that seemed pretty normal. I was wondering if maybe I'd get like less reach from being tiny. Okay, that's not exactly what we were looking for. That's also not what we were looking for, but I'll take it. Getting stuck in these holes. There's 2 veins of diamonds before lava. 3 if you count the one I mined. Wait, I'm actually gonna end up full diamond in tiny mode. Okay, that was kind of weird. Maybe I just missed the hit. Okay, really? Just let me mine the diamonds, man. And then there's another one? Dude, stop. Okay, we have 13 diamonds without even trying. I'm just gonna make a pickaxe, honestly. Yeah, I think my reach might actually be a little bit less. Or maybe it just looks like it because I'm small. Let's make a little bit of diamond armor, because why not? Like, we didn't need these diamonds anyway. Nah, this just doesn't make sense at this point. I think I'm X-raying. We're doing a full diamond speedrun in tiny mode. Yeah, I think this is a perfect combination of armor. Okay, what is actually happening? Hey, we might as well put these armor trims to use. See, now I got drip. Okay, there's nothing in this hole. How many skeletons are there? How is there no lava down here as well? Okay, like I actually have almost made full diamond before finding lava. I need 2 more diamonds. I'm actually more committed to the diamonds than the lava at this point. Oh, there's more diamonds. If this is 2, this might be it. And it's 1. Oh, there's 1 right there. See, if I just found that instead of the 1 vein, it would have been so much better. And now I'm somehow full diamond before finding lava. Like, we finally find a lava pool, and it's just already obsidian. Alright, I have to do this method. I'm left with no choice. Alright, now that I'm smaller from dying, I should be able to see through walls. Yeah, as you can see, I can kind of see through the wall now, so hopefully we can find some lava like this. Yeah, I see some lava over there. This is totally not X-ray. This is just a feature of being really small. You can see through walls. Wait, I just realized that was the lava with the obsidian over it for sure. So we still have not found lava. Oh, a baby zombie. It's not so baby anymore. The baby zombie is bigger than me. Maybe lava was just removed. They knew lava was too big of a hazard for me when I'm this small. I see more diamonds, but I don't even want to mine them. Would this process be more annoying? Okay, see, this is where the water breathing potion comes in. See, I grabbed that for a reason. We're seriously gonna find more diamonds. And people said that diamonds are the rarest item in the game. I guess they've never heard of lava. Alright, well, we can finally make our portal. It's so weird making the portal when I'm this small. Okay, let's just set my bed here, because I'm never gonna find this place ever again. And I might as well make a few more things, because why not? I'm even making the hoe. Okay, and now we're in the big nether. Let's find a fortress, not a bastion, because I don't want to deal with piglin brutes in tiny mode. I also love how I sink in the soul sand so much. Like, look at this. I'm basically bathing in the soul sand right now. Yeah, that's what I thought. He was actually bigger than me. I don't know why he ran away. I don't know if there are many mobs that are actually smaller than me now. Like, the only thing I can think of is like fish, but I think fish might be bigger. Oh my god, I'm so small in the boat now. The boat is literally taller than my player. Oh, whatever. As long as I can still ride in the boat, it's fine. I probably shouldn't be making jumps like that, too. It's kind of scary. Nice, I just tried the water bucket in the nether. Got an enderman over here. I'm gonna need some pearls for later. Hey, we got a pearl. Okay, we found a bastion. The question is, do I want to go in it? I'm sure the brutes can't be that bad when I have full diamond. Okay, I literally just fell through nothing. Yeah, this is probably a bad idea. I don't know what just did 2 hearts to me. Oh, it was a bird. And I fell through the floor again. Yeah, it appears falling through the floor is way too big of an enemy. See, I was hoping they'd get mad and go down the hole. Alright, well, at least we got some gold blocks. And that's not what... Wait, no, I'm good. I didn't realize I could, like, bait them into the hole like that. That's actually kind of funny. Alright, if we get our ender pearls from this, we're actually chilling. I was scared of the bastion for obvious reasons, but I think we're fine. No idea where any of the brutes went. Is there really not enough pearls? Oh no, the pearls are here. Okay, we do have enough pearls. We have 14. That should be enough. Alright, now we just gotta find the fortress. Okay, I think this is where we were. Now we just need a fortress. And it shouldn't be too hard to find a fortress, right? A lot of endermen over here. I don't usually see them in this biome. I mean, I'm gonna kill some of these guys, because why not? It's still so funny how big the boat is. Like, I literally can't see anything over the boat. Alright, time to use our soul sand boots. I wonder if I'm actually going any faster because I'm small. I would assume it's the same speed, but I have no idea. Who put skeletons in the nether? I never understood why they got added. Like, we were fine with just wither skeletons. Even the baby piglin is larger than me. God, going up mountains is just so bad. You literally can't see anything. I also wonder if fall damage is more because I'm small. It doesn't really feel like it is. Or maybe it is. That was 3 blocks and I took 1 heart. I feel like that would usually do half a heart. So maybe you do take more fall damage when you're small. Oh, and there's a fortress over here. I literally just saw that because I turned my head. I would have just kept going the other way. And we got a spawner right at the entrance. Okay, let's use our fire res. Okay, I almost just died because of that. I really gotta watch the ground, because there's a bunch of random holes that I can just fall through now. Alright, let's just get our blaze rods. Okay, they can still hit me. I was wondering if they'd be able to hit me because I'm so small. Okay, 4 blaze rods. We'll probably get 8 just in case I lose some ender eyes. I have the feeling I'm gonna lose some of them because I just won't be able to see where they go. That's the problem with being 0.25 blocks tall. You can't really see anything. Wait, how did he hit me with a fireball? Or did he just melee me from very far? Okay, there's a blaze inside of me and I just can't see it. Okay, and that's enough rods because we don't have any more pearls. So now I guess we can go back. And we do have 10 obsidian, so we can just make a portal here instead of going all the way back to our old portals. Make sure I didn't forget my flint and steel. Okay, I forgot my flint and steel. Oh wait, I have gravel. Don't know where my flint and steel went, but at least we had gravel on us still. So we can make another flint and steel and finally go back. Okay, we spawned right by diamonds. Why is there so many diamonds in this video? I'm just not even gonna acknowledge it at this point. This has gotta be the most diamonds I've ever found. Yeah, I guess we just gotta go up to surface now. Even the spider is taller. See, Minecraft already had big spiders, but imagine if they were this big. Now that's a real giant spider. It's weird how when I look at myself swimming, it actually kind of looks normal. And then we get to surface, and it's this. Okay, let's just make some ender eyes. And where is the stronghold? Okay, it's this way. And our eye broke, that's great. At least we got extras. Of course it's in the direction with the most ocean. Yeah, I love being able to see where my boat is going. Is the boat always in the water like this, or is it just because I'm tiny? Okay, I'm not seeing any stronghold in the water, so that means we still got a while to go. Hopefully if it is underwater, we'll just see it. Alright, let's throw another eye. And yeah, it's still in this direction. Except I think it is a lot more to the left, so we might be close. Even the armadillo is taller. Now that is crazy. Okay, still that way. And it broke again. I'll throw another one when we get across the water. Okay, it's really close if it went that far away. And it broke again. Okay, we really just kind of got to guess where it is now. So if we break one more of these, we're not going to have enough. I think it might be like right under us. It's got to be really close. Is for it to go that far? All right, what if we throw one here? And it broke again. Okay, we actually can't throw anymore. I kind of forgot we can see through walls. Okay, what just happened? Why'd I take damage? I forgot we can see through walls, so I can kind of look for it without using another eye. The X-ray is not working right now. Okay, maybe now is the opportunity to go even tinier. Okay, I'm literally suffocating myself with one gravel. Okay, now we're even tinier, and we should be able to see through the walls a lot better. Okay, yeah, this is way better. It doesn't have that much distance, though. But if I use another eye and it breaks, we're screwed. Okay, now I'm just straight X-raying through the walls every time I try to climb up a mountain. So there's no way the stronghold isn't close. Alright, I'm just gonna use another one. Yeah, it's back that way. Okay, it didn't break. We're good. We just have to find it somewhere in this water. It literally has to be like right under here. Okay, wait. I'm pretty sure that's like a spawner or something. So that means it has to be close. Like that is probably the silverfish spawner. Why you can't see the stronghold right now? I have no idea. Maybe there's just anti-X-ray so that you can't see the stronghold. No, it's not the spawner, but it is a torch. Because yeah, now we can see the stronghold. And I am so tiny in the stronghold. I find it funny that I can still walk up the slabs though. The slab is literally double my height, but I can still walk up. I feel like it's actually better to play like this at this point. I'm literally just blending into the stairs. Okay, I think the silverfish is even taller than me. Can't really check right now because of this creeper. We should be fine just killing the dragon, but I don't know. Like, I can barely even see the portal here. I just accidentally threw an eye. Okay, I have no idea where that went. It's fine though, because we have one extra. Alright, we managed to put all the eyes in the portal, which actually was harder than I thought it would be. I didn't think it would be hard at all. Alright, let's go through. Alright, the biggest enemy right now is the towers. Because I don't know how we're gonna break all the towers. I can't see anything. Okay, I somehow hit that one actually. I was using that as an example for not being able to see anything, but I did hit it. These ones should be easy. Well, that's also a big problem because the dragon's breath is actually kind of a threat. Okay, why is this one actually hard to shoot when you're small? Maybe I'm just dumb. Okay, yeah, that's just impossible. I'm gonna have to go up on something, but first let's get the ones down here. Hey, really? Okay, we got quite a few of them. They're actually easier to see from over here. Okay, I think we only have one left. Okay, we got them all. That was actually way easier than I thought it would be. I guess I'm just that good. And now we just bow the dragon. As long as I don't get hit by the dragon breath, we're fine. Hey, why is it so hard to shoot the dragon now? Okay, there's just way too many endermen. Okay, we gotta make sure we don't run out of arrows, because I'm actually not hitting that many shots here. Like, it's actually a lot harder to shoot in small mode. Okay, I don't even think the dragon can hit me, because I feel like I should have got hit there, but I think I might be too small to get hit by the dragon. Yeah, we really don't have that many arrows. It's not a big problem because I can just melee it, but I'm wondering if I'll even be able to hit the dragon, or if I'm just too small. This looks so weird. Okay, what is even happening? Like, are we ever gonna move? Okay, it wants me to try to melee it. Yeah, really, dude? Let's see if we can actually hit it this time. Yeah, there's no way. Okay, I can hit the body, but I cannot hit its head. Okay, I swear my dragon's broken. Like, what is happening? Which is letting me get free hits. Is that normal dragon behavior? Okay, we should be able to kill it here if it just does the same thing again. And yeah, that's the dragon. Somehow was easier than I expected on tiny mode. I swear being small like broke the dragon or something though, because I don't know why it was perched for so long. Anyways, I guess it doesn't matter how tall you are to beat Minecraft. I mean, you can literally be 0.125 blocks tall and still beat the game. I mean, you can even be however tall this is, and it still wouldn't have made that much of a difference. I am 2 pixels tall right now. This is a TV that sort of looks like plankton for some reason, and to build this, you need to place an item frame with a glass pane over a stone block, and then you have to throw 2 tridents at the top like this. You can also build a laptop using a similar setup, except using a pressure plate and trapdoor instead. Another household item you can build with a pressure plate and trapdoor is a chair, which is basically just a laptop on top of scaffolding. There's also another chair which you can build using any type of wood, but it's a little big. And there's this chair you can make as well, which actually looks pretty cool. Just make sure you don't fall through the cushion while you're sitting on it. Something that is in almost everyone's house is a chandelier. What? You don't have one? Okay, maybe it's not this fancy, but I'm sure everyone has a small chandelier that can be built like this with signs all around the outside of it. It's more like a lamp, I'm pretty sure, but calling it a chandelier makes it seem fancy. If you want to build a kitchen, you'll probably need a fridge, and luckily you can build one using quartz, some item frames with this slab in it, and some banners. And if you even want to take this a step further, you can place a dispenser behind the banner and then put some food in it so so it's more realistic. Speaking of food, you can use a waterlogged slab to make pasta like this. And you can also use a dispenser to place some armor stands inside of a slab and make a tiny grill cooking meat like this. If you eat too much food, you're gonna want to use the bathroom, and luckily you can make a toilet by placing a diamond helmet as water under a stair like this. And after using the bathroom, you might want to light some scented candles, which you can make really long by placing an end rod underneath. Finally, you can make a garbage bin that actually works by placing a bunch of paintings around a cactus. And if for some reason you want a large clock in your house, you can build one by placing some slabs on the side, a slab and sign like this, a block with an item frame on top, and then a bell in the middle. It's supposed to do that every hour. Now that you've decked out your house with build hacks, it's time to move on to some random builds. Starting with this very large trophy that definitely wouldn't fit on a shelf, and a super large rifle that is made out of wood, which really has me questioning if it would work. You can also make a witch pot, which is just a respawn anchor with trapdoors around it, and you can make a dragon head that looks like it has a sword going through it, and you can even add ketchup. That's definitely what this is. If those builds weren't random enough, you can make a guy who got locked up using item frames and an armor stand like this, and you can make a Lego brick if you manage to get your hands on some colored heads. If you didn't like the idea of killing the Ender Dragon earlier, you can just make a regular upside down sword like this. And by placing a carpet underneath a block like this, and then putting an armor stand through it, you can create a chessboard by giving it a chain helmet and putting a pressure plate underneath it. Now obviously those build hacks were cool, but it's time to show you some of the coldest build hacks known to man. If you build a cube of ice like this, and then put a Steve armor stand inside of it, you can push some ice on top of him and make a man who is freezing to death. You can also make some cracked ice by placing glow lichen on top of it, and you can build a penguin by using some concrete like this, a beak, and then placing some banners on the front and the sides. You can place a stair in a slab like this, some signs on the side, and a fence gate on the back to make a sled, and if you want to give this sled some power, you can attach a dog to the front of it like this. Come on, hurry up, go faster. If you need more power for your sled, you can put some stairs like this, add a carpet on the back, and then place some fence gates on the side to make a reindeer. Okay, now this thing should be super fast. We got Rudolph pulling it. Reindeers help deliver gifts, so here's a gift made from a kelp block and candles, and here's a happy kid who just got what he wanted for Christmas. I'm not gonna let that happen. I'm a hater. You can make a small tree by placing azalea leaves on top of a dead bush, and you are even able to make that tree dead with some mangrove roots on top instead. You can make another cool plant by placing coral on top of some waterlogged slabs, and if you want to make some bulrushes, you can place some glass panes like this with a brown candle on top. You can also make another type of bulrush like this, as seen in my previous build hack video. Another outdoor build is the swing, which is made by placing some upside down lightning rods like this, and then putting some trapdoors underneath. You can also place 4 trapdoors like this with a waterlogged slab in the middle, and then place an egg and some coral on top to make a nest. You can even put this in a tree to be more realistic, although it looks very unnatural. There are a lot of bugs outside, and you can make one of them by placing a button through an item frame like this. You can also make a water cart, whatever that is, by placing some slabs like this, with trapdoors and some fence gates on the side, and then some barrels and a sign on top, and a tripwire as a faucet like this. Another thing with wheels is a wheelbarrow, which is made with these 3 blocks, and you can even fill it up by putting some compost in the middle. Wheelbarrows are usually used for farming, so let's check out some farm builds next. You can place a candle on top of melons and pumpkins to give them a stem, or you can use a sea pickle depending on how big you want it to be. You can also make a pineapple by putting this vine thing on top of a shroom light like this, and if you want to build a cake, you can place a piece of dirt and put some snow on top, and then you can add redstone on the top as a strawberry. This cake probably tastes really bad though, it's made out of dirt. Apparently fish barrels are real, and you can make a salmon barrel with a raw copper block and some trapdoors on the side. Or you can change it out for a raw iron block if you want to make a cod barrel instead. Another type of barrel is a honey barrel, and this time I'm actually not sure what that is. I've never heard of a honey barrel before. If you want to make your dinner table look more realistic, you can place a pressure plate on top of an item frame and place some food in it to look like a plate like this. And you can even add some condiments on the table and place some sea pickles on the side, which kind of look like cups. So much detail just for you to eat all the food in 2 seconds. If you have a dog, you can build a small doghouse by placing 5 trapdoors like this with a couple more trapdoors on the top. And you can even place a dog bowl on the side to give him something to drink. Another dog bowl you can do is this design using a decorated pot, and pairing them together looks like both food and drink. If you don't have a dog, dog, you might have a cat, and there's also a cool cat structure you can build. First, place a scaffolding and trapdoors like this, add some fences on the back, and then place a couple carpets on top, and then you have a nice place for your cat to live. You might also have a parrot, in which you can also give a house. Well, sort of. In order to do this build, you have to push a piece of glass over top of the parrot, which is probably seen as animal cruelty. So something you can do that is less cruel is this bird bath, which uses a waterlogged slab and some signs on the side. Or you can place a hanging sign like this as a parrot perch. You are also able to use a bell if you don't think the hanging sign looks good enough. And you can also build a cage, which is slightly less evil, and it's built using fences like this, a slab and a trapdoor on top, and a chain and scaffolding attached underneath. This build also exceeds the build size limit for this video, but I'm just gonna let it slide because it looks pretty cool. The last build in the pets category is this snail, which I'm not really sure if it counts as a pet. Snails are also really slow, so the fact that it doesn't move might actually not matter. Now that we've seen all these different build hacks, it's time for some more random build hacks that have no common theme. Something that for some reason isn't in Minecraft is balloons, but with a colored block, a fence, and a little animal cruelty, it is actually possible to have balloons in Minecraft. Another thing that is also not in Minecraft is hot springs, but that can be changed by placing some trapdoors and some campfires underneath a pool of water. You can also do the same technique by placing campfires under lava to get some smoky lava, and this time you don't even need the trapdoors. I would be careful when swimming in this one though, because it might be a little too hot. If you're tired of how the regular TNT looks, or just scared of building with it in case something like this happens, then you can actually place a barrel like this and put some signs on the side that say TNT to make an old looking block of TNT. You can even highlight the signs in white to make the text stand out and add a candle on top to look like a fuse. If you aren't afraid of using TNT to build, you can also place a bunch of TNT like this and then put some candles on top, and they will kind of look like individual dynamite sticks. You can even light them if you want, but just be careful you don't accidentally misclick. If you do set off the TNT by accident, it might be possible you need to build a grave, and luckily you can do that with 3 podzol blocks like this, an anvil, a skull of your choice, and a couple of flowers, and then you have a tiny gravestone for whoever died as a result of your TNT accident. Another random build hack is this super thin ladder, which is just a ladder placed on trapdoors, and something really cool you can do is place trapdoors alternating like this with ladders on each of them, and you can make a 1 block spaced working ladder, stair, and an item frame, which can be rotated to look like an arrow. And the cool part of this is you can place a sign on the side and then write something for it to point to. These tiki torches, which you can make using bamboo fences, and if you want to add some extra detail, you can attach a mob with a lead to the top, but obviously you will have to. You can also make one of those bulrush things that are found in swamps, and if you want to make corn, you can place a bamboo fence on top of 2 bamboo sticks instead. You can also place some bamboo fences alongside some real bamboo to make it look like dead bamboo, and you can even take it a step further with some oak fences which look extra dead. If you want to sell some bamboo on the black market, you can place some signs around the bamboo blocks and it will look like it's packaged up, or you can also stack a bunch of bamboo rafts to make a pile of bamboo. Another cool thing you can do with bamboo is place an item frame underneath a bamboo button to make a block of cheese, but this is probably some pretty moldy cheese. There are a lot of things you can make with a decorated pot, such as this pillar design, this tiny lamp, or this palm tree, which you can even mix with some of the different designs to look like carvings in the wood. But something really cool you can do with these pots is if you place one of these in the ground and then you put a carpet on top of it, it kind of looks like a pet bowl for your dog or your cat or your person. You can also place a pot underneath a moss carpet, and depending on what's around you, it can either look like an anthill or a landmine. If you place these pots with a bunch of gold, they kind of look like money bags, and if you place them with some TNT and then light a candle on top of it, it kind of looks like a bomb that's about to explode. Speaking of bombs, you can also hang one of these pots from a chain and then put a campfire under it like this, and it kind of looks like a cooking pot. You can also build a faucet type thing coming out of the ground and then place a glass pane in a pot underneath it to make it look like it's being filled up with water. Another cool thing you can do is place some pots in a palm tree and they will look like coconuts. And you can place a pot as a base for a street light like this, or you can even place it at the bottom of some bushes, which looks slightly better than a cauldron. You can also place a couple of these pots on top of a house, and if you combine this with some cobwebs, it actually looks like a chimney. But one of the most interesting uses for these pots is to make a punching bag that you are actually able to use in game. Okay, you can't really use it, but you also can't tell me I'm not punching it. Now obviously those hacks are cool, but it's time to show you some of the most illegal build hacks known to man. If you apply this armor trim to a leather helmet, helmet and then place it 1 block deep on an armor stand, you can use a piston to push a bookshelf through it, and it kind of looks like a stray book sitting on top of the shelf. Another thing you can do is dig out a big hole and then fill the whole thing with string, and after that you can do a little bit of animal cruelty and cover the whole thing up with carpets to get this rug design. Huh, that's weird. It looks like my rug is moving. Something else you can do with the sniffer is you can place some blocks through a sniffer's nose and then add a slab and some signs on the side to get a really interesting cushion design. Or if you're really ballin', you can use a sniffer's snout as a base to make a golden sink. Another thing you can do with a sniffer's nose is you can place it in the roof and then put a couple of fences and an end rod underneath it to make a lamp. Okay, this one was kind of a stretch. You can still see his face. Something you can do with a camel is you can place its head through a roof and it kind of looks like one of those bear heads you see on a wall in some rich guy's house. And you can also spawn a camel on the ground and then place some sand over top of its head to make it kind of look like a little sand dune coming out of the ground. You can even place a saddle on top of the camel to make it so you can sit down on the beach with a towel beneath you. Now those were definitely some illegal build hacks, but they still aren't the best build hacks in this video. This is a pumpkin, this is a melon, and this is an eggplant. Okay, it's not actually an eggplant, it's cherry wood with a sea pickle on top, but it actually looks pretty close. Another melon trick you can do is place bamboo planks with glow lichen beside a pumpkin, and it kind of looks like a dead pumpkin. Also, if you place a bamboo block in a field of melons, it kind of looks like some kind of squash. Everyone has seen these trapdoors being used as a fence, but you can actually use a hanging sign to make a pretty cool fence as well. Speaking of hanging signs, you can do some really cool things with them, such as this one-way door which works by hanging a sign from the top and then hanging another sign underneath it. You can also make a little doggy door on the side of your house like this, or you can place it in front of your brand new cherry wood doghouse as well. Staying on the topic of farming, you can place 2 fences in the air like this, and if you place a hanging sign underneath it, it will look like a shovel that is sticking out of the dirt. You can also replace these fences with lightning rods or end rods to make different types of handles as well. If you want to make a table, you can place some hanging signs like this to make table feet, and you can even make the table legs a bit longer if you like things that are longer. Hanging signs can also be used to make a broken jungle bridge or a useless ladder depending on how you see it. And you can place them in a pattern like this to look like a gate that is restricting your access to something. Something I bet you've never seen is a stoplight in Minecraft. Okay, you've probably seen one, I just didn't know what to say, but by placing a red sign, an oak sign, and a blue sign like this, it can kind of look like a stoplight even though 2 of the colors are wrong. Another thing you can do with the different sign colors is hang them over top of a campfire like this to make different stages of meat cooking. But probably the most interesting hanging sign hack is this parrot perch design. I'm just kidding, it's actually a working swing which can be made using 2 chains like this, a hanging sign on each side, a trapdoor on the bottom middle, and then a boat as a seat. And after you do that, you have a working swing. Well, you can't really swing on it, but I mean I'm sitting on it, so it kinda works. You can also make another swing by doing the same thing as before, except instead of placing 1 trapdoor, you place 3 on the bottom and then 3 on the back to get another really cool swing design. This time you aren't able to sit on it. If you're trying to be some type of supervillain, all you have to do is place some redstone behind one of the chiseled bookshelves, and then you can attach a couple regular bookshelves to some sticky pistons to make a secret door inside of your library. Something else you can do with chiseled bookshelves is build a cool floor design like this, and you can even make the bookshelf look like eyes when you put a slab in front of it. If you place the bookshelf with a stone slab in a cave, it kinda looks like something is staring at you through a crack in the wall, but that isn't the coolest thing you can do with the chiseled bookshelf. If you place a bunch of bookshelves beside each other, you can actually build things using the books inside of the bookshelves. I guess suspicious sand isn't the only thing that's sus in this update. Minecraft 1.20 adds a piglin head, and what can you do with it? Well, to start, you can place it on top of an armor stand, but that's boring. Instead, if you want a piglin in the overworld, you can place a piglin head on top of a sign, and it will kind of look like a tiny piglin. And if you really want to be him, you can make a hanging sign float, attach 2 signs on the side, and then add a banner on the back and a piglin head on top to create the boss piglin. His outfit kind of looks like Lord Farquaad. If you want to build some tiny birds, you probably wouldn't think of using a piglin head, but because of the floppy ears, it actually kinda looks like birds in the sky. Of course, you have to make sure not to look at the other side though. If you place a piglin head on the ground and then put a bunch of redstone around it, it looks like a piglin was just decapitated. And if you take it a step further, you can build up with some fences and place some chains and hang a red sign under it to make it look like a guillotine just chopped off its head. Have you ever wanted to build a giant snail? You probably haven't. But you can by placing a cherry slab, a sideways cherry log and a nether brick wall with a couple of candles on the top. Now we have giant snails to go with our giant spiders. Another giant animal you can build with cherry wood is a pig. If you place 2 upside down stairs like this and add some slabs on the top, you get a pig. You can then add a button on each side for eyes and a cherry button for a nose and a tail for extra detail. Speaking of pigs, you can also make pork with cherry wood. If you place a sideways cherry log and then attach it to 2 fences using chains, it kinda looks like a piece of ham is being cooked over a fire. Another cool cherry wood build is this garden fence, which can be made using an illegal trapdoor technique that I didn't even know existed. You can even climb this thing if you try hard enough, so that's cool. Another thing you can put in your garden is a cherry tree, but not that one is lame. If you use cherry fences as logs and pair it with azalea leaves, you can make a really cool looking miniature tree. Something else that looks cool is this trapdoor window, which you can make using bamboo or cherry wood trapdoors depending on your build. In Minecraft 1.20, a pink boat will be added, but if you think this design is boring, you can actually make your own pink boat instead. If you place some slabs in the water like this and then add a fence in the middle, you can move 2 boats as close to the fence as possible and then add some trapdoors on the side and a flag on the top to make a better looking boat. The only problem is this boat doesn't really move. If you place a netherite upgrade in an item frame, you can use it as an up or down arrow for like an elevator or something, I don't really know. This is chiseled copper, and because of this cool X design on the sides of the block, it actually makes a really nice crate if placed with some other crate looking things. And if you place these blocks in a 2x2 like this, and then place signs all around the sides, you can make an even bigger and better looking crate. You can also mix in some of the brand new copper trapdoors on the side of the crates, and you can even change the middle block to make some empty looking crates. Or we can just remove the block in the middle completely and we get a cool little animal house. I promise I'm gonna let him out, guys. If you want to make a more humane pet house, you can place some trapdoors like this, add some carpets on the bottom, and then put the new heavy core in the front, which kind of looks like a food bowl. And if you want some more food for your pet, you can place a chiseled copper like this and put a sea pickle on the top, and it kind of looks like a melon or something. We should probably just stick to the actual melon though. I don't know if I cooked with this one. You can place some copper trapdoors on top of campfires like this to make a cool looking stove, and now we can cook the melon if we want. And if you want to make a chair to sit down and have a meal, here's one chair design using the new trapdoors, and here's another. This chair is a little bit goofy. In real life, it would be like 3 meters tall. Another new block coming in 1.21 is the crafter, which surprisingly has a lot of different building use. To start, you can make a stove by placing the crafter on top of some campfires, and then adding a few more kitchen details like this. And you can also use a crafter as cabinets if you place it facing this way instead. Who knew the crafter was the ultimate kitchen block? The bottom of the crafter can also be used as a roof, so I guess that makes it the 3rd time it's used in this kitchen. And if you place it on the ground, it kind of looks like some kind of mat that is meant to keep the floor clean. Might as well just build the whole house out of crafters at this point. More household items that can be built with a crafter is this PC where the crafter is used as a monitor, or you can go all out and build a flat screen TV using 2 different angles of the crafter like this. Don't mind me, just sitting on my crafter couch watching my crafter TV. You can also place a crafter like this and then put a few seats around it to create an actual functioning game of tic-tac-toe. Okay, how am I losing to myself? And if you want to protect your house from intruders, you can use the crafter as a keypad like this. If you place a tough wall with a trapdoor on each side, and then add a crafter on top, and place a few more details like this, you can make a telephone booth looking thing like this. And if you look at this side of the crafter, it kind of looks like a face, which means you're actually able to build the crafter man like this. Now I know why we installed the security on the first door. This guy's not messing around. Coming up next, we have a few build hacks that are pretty tough. Tough bricks look kind of like stone bricks, so you can mix them together to make a nice looking pattern. Just like how chiseled tough and polished tough go together nicely if you place them on the floor. You can also use the top of chiseled tough bricks to make a really satisfying floor design like this. This is so cool, it almost looks like it's 3D. And if you take the side of regular chiseled tough and place it in a cave, it kind of looks like old transcriptions on the wall. This doesn't really work the same with chiseled tough bricks though, it kind of looks out of place. These brand new chiseled tough blocks can be used to make really nice looking pillars because of their unique designs, and if you want to make a fence out of tough walls, it actually looks really nice mixing them all together. You can even put one more block up on some parts like this, and then place a heavy core on top, and it kind of looks like a light that isn't on. If you pair the new tough walls with a few iron blocks like this, it looks like some kind of power station thing that would probably look good on top of a building or something. And I also found this robot guy you can make, which uses all the new blocks in the build, including the heavy cores for the eyes. I don't know why, but it it kind of looks more like a frog than a robot. Speaking of heavy cores, the heavy core is actually a really useful block for builds. Well, it probably is for someone who actually knows how to build. But still, you can place it on top of a table like this, and it kind of looks like a mug or a thermos. And as we saw earlier, if you place it in an item frame, it kind of looks like eyes, which is especially scary if you just place it around a dark cave like this. I'd say I sure hope no one's watching me, but this is a video, so I hope you are. A mace is made from a heavy core, and it kind of looks like a utensil when it's placed on the table from earlier. And if you want to use the heavy cores as eyes without an item frame, I accidentally built this crab out of tuff. You can also build this crab out of copper if you prefer your crabs to be cooked before you put eyes on them. Remember what we could have had instead of the armadillo. Now obviously our crab is pretty cursed, but there are some even more insane build hacks coming later in this video. But first we have these copper trees, which are just oak trees except the leaves are replaced with copper grates. And if you really want to 1.21ify this, you can replace the logs with a tuff block of your choice to really make this look like a 100% real tree. You can also place a bunch of water beside your tree like this, and you can even make one of these water lilies with a copper trapdoor and a coral fan on top. Why is this thing called a brain coral fan? What is Minecraft hiding from us? Whatever they're hiding is probably in these pipes, which you can make out of copper trapdoors like this. And if you want to just make a bridge out of copper trapdoors, you can do that. Not really sure if this is a build hack though, it's just a bridge. Copper grates are really useful, as since they are see-through, you can use them to make windows like this. Guys, I swear I'm not in prison. And if you want to use them for something that looks less like you committed a crime, you can make some fences by mixing them with other copper blocks as well. You can also just switch the grates out for a trapdoor for a different window design, and this also works with the fences, although it looks a lot easier for trespassers to climb them now. The copper bulb is a new block that emits light, and you know what that means? Lamps. You can make this simple lamp design using either oxidized or normal copper plus some similar colored fences like this, or if you want to be fancier, you can place some copper blocks as a base like this, put a tough wall above it here, and then add some fences on top of the wall, and finally a slab, a trapdoor, and a bulb like this. Now this is a better looking lamp than the first one. But if you want to be even fancier, you can make a double lamp like this, and honestly I think this one is a little bit too overkill. I mean, why do we even need a third lantern in the middle? And with these lamps, you're probably gonna want to add a road underneath them so that they have something to actually light up. And if you want to add a sewer entrance, you can move two of the stairs so that they are facing like this, and then add some copper grates underneath to look like a cool sewer entrance. Just make sure that you don't accidentally drop your phone in it. Now it's almost time for some cursed build hacks. But first we have this copper gear, which can be made using some of the new copper blocks, and if this gear is too much for you, you can shrink it down a bit like this if we remove the trapdoors. You can also place a copper block on the roof of a cave, and then place a wall and a fence underneath to make an artificial dripstone like this, and this actually comes in both colors as you can see, although the oxidized one looks more like an icicle than a dripstone. Another thing you can hang on the roof is a copper bulb like this to make another type of lamp, and if you want to build a copper staircase, you can now add some copper grates underneath the stairs, and also put some copper trapdoors on the sides for more detail. If you want to add some scary windows to your house, you can use the new trial spawners as an ominous window design like this, and this can also be used as a fence design if you have some kind of haunted mansion or something. A trial spawner can also be used as a bird cage if you right click on it with a parrot spawn egg so it traps the bird inside. Of course this is except for the fire, and the spinning, and the fact that it spawns parrots. Okay, that one was kind of bad, I'm not gonna lie. An ominous key can kind of look like a painting of a tree if you place it in an item frame on the wall of your house. And another thing that can go in an item frame is a breeze rod paired with a blaze rod, which is meant to look like the hot and cold on a water tap. Something that's less of a build hack and more of a cool trick is this wind charge launcher, which you can make by angling 4 dispensers full of wind charges towards you. Okay, I don't know how it turned infinite, but I'm not complaining. It's kind of like a trampoline now. If you place some copper bulbs like this, and then put some tuff in the middle, you can create a portal to the secret copper dimension. And now it's time to show you some absolutely cursed build hacks that should not be used ever, mainly because they're really stupid. First off, if you throw a wind charge and then use the new /tick freeze command, you can make a really cool smoke effect that you can use in your builds, although now the entire rest of the game is frozen, so this might not be that useful. You can also trap a bogged in some sand like this, and it will make it look like someone died while traveling the desert. When an armadillo rolls up into a ball, you can use this opportunity to use the armadillo as a soccer ball that you can even play with using a knockback sword like this. And a rolled up armadillo can also look like some boxes on the ground or on some shelves depending on where you place it. Just like earlier, if you put a bogged in some powdered snow, it will look like somebody died while traveling shoveling in the snow. The only problem with this one is that the bog actually does die in the snow eventually. And finally, if you spawn a breeze in some water, it kind of looks like a jellyfish. Okay, yeah, that's enough cursed build hacks. That one was insanely stupid. This is a street drain that is built using the new copper grates as well as some tough blocks, and it's a shame that you can't waterlog the copper grates, as this would actually be really cool. And if you just place a copper bulb in the sky like this and add a lever underneath, it can look like one of those floating lanterns that are for Chinese New Year, I think. I'm probably wrong about that, don't get mad at me. You can also switch the copper bulb out for one of these frog lights like this, and then you can place either oxidized trapdoors or regular copper trapdoors on the outside for another one of these lamp designs as well. And now with these trapdoors, you can also use them as a curtain thing on the side of your windows instead of using them as windows like we did earlier. And if you want to make another lamp, like we haven't made enough already, we can place some of the new tough blocks like this and then put a copper bulb with copper trapdoors around it like this. And another weird lamp design I've seen is this copper bulb on top of a dragon egg with some buttons on it so you can actually turn it on and off. And somehow I forgot the fact that these new trapdoors can be used as railings on the side of like a factory upper level, and you can also place some copper grates to make a nice floor to go with the trapdoor railings as well. And we can finally make a power station using some of the blocks like this to complete our factory. For these next build hacks, I decided to go find them in the new structure, the trial chambers. And the first one is just using these copper grates as like an entry to a tunnel type of thing. You could also use these copper grates as like support beams on the roof, similar to how they are used in the structure here. And there are some really cool mixes of tough blocks used in the wall design of this structure, which isn't really a build hack, but it's still pretty useful to know. I also found out that you can actually waterlog these grates, which makes the street drain from earlier look a lot better now that I know this. And you can also build the face of a breeze like this if you ever wanted to do this, although I'm not really sure why you would. This combo of blocks looks pretty cool in the middle of a fountain, and you can use these trapdoors to make little hidden tunnels inside of your builds as well. The end of this tunnel looks pretty cool, especially with the X in the middle. It kind of looks like one of those things you have to turn to open a vault door. And probably my favorite Mojang approved build that I found is this secret room in the trial chambers, which isn't a build hack, but I just thought it was cool that I found a secret room. There's also another secret room. This is so cool. And that concludes the trial chambers build hacks. I'm honestly surprised I even found any. Now that we've seen all these different build hacks, it's time to put my skills to the test, because in the next 20 minutes, I'm going to be building a house using only 1.21 blocks. I started by making an outline out of only copper blocks, mixing some chiseled copper and trapdoors in as well. And then I started building a wall using all different types of tuff, kind of like how they do it in the trial chambers. I then built a roof using more of these copper blocks, and once I finished the outline of the house, this is what it looked like. I'm surprised this even looks good. Next, I added some windows out of the copper grates with trapdoors on the side, and I used the new tough slabs and walls to add a little bit more detail to the front of the house. We'll just pretend I did this on the other sides as well. Now let's fill in the floor with one of the tough patterns from earlier, and I'm also going to add a staircase using the new copper grates underneath, and the trapdoors will act as railings as well. Next, I decked out the bottom floor with some of the crafter build hacks from earlier, and then I built a crafter TV on the top floor like this. To finally give the outside a bit of detail, I added some copper bulb lamps like this, and then I made a road like we saw earlier so I could use this storm drain build hack. Then finally I added some detail that doesn't use 1.21 blocks, but it just makes the house look a little bit nicer overall. Yeah, I guess the 1.21 blocks are actually really useful. I somehow made a house that looks really good. Also, the different copper blocks are intentional. I definitely didn't use normal copper instead of waxed by accident. This is water in the nether, this is the old walking animation, and this is me punch shearing a sheep. Minecraft has had hundreds of updates and lots of things have changed throughout that time, so today I'm going to be showing you 28 old Minecraft things that you didn't know exist. Everybody knows that leather armor is the most useless armor in the game, but did you know that leather armor isn't even leather armor? In the early versions of Minecraft, leather hadn't been added to the game yet, so players would instead have to craft this armor using wool blocks that you obtained by punching sheep and turning them bald. This armor was eventually replaced with leather armor, but the texture remained the same, meaning the armor you wear today might not be what you think. Speaking of weird armor things, did you know that Minecraft's old armor system actually worked a lot differently? To start off, armor used to absorb all types of damage, including fall damage, meaning you could jump off of a massive mountain and survive wearing full leather armor. But you also might have noticed that I have 10 armor bars wearing leather armor. How is that possible? Well, prior to beta 1.6, all armor actually provided the same amount of protection, and the amount of armor bars you had was actually reflected by the amount of durability left on your armor. This meant that the only actual difference between leather and diamond armor was how fast it breaks, which in Minecraft Alpha was pretty fast. When thinking of the most iconic Minecraft item, you probably think of diamonds, but what if I told you that diamonds weren't even diamonds when they were first added to Minecraft? When Notch first added diamonds to Minecraft, he decided it would be a good idea to refer to them as emeralds instead of diamonds. Maybe this is why villagers have been after them this whole time. In the early versions of Minecraft, creepers never used to explode. Well, kinda. In the in-dev stages of the game, creepers existed as a hostile mob, but they would just melee attack you instead of explode. Don't let this fool you though, as for some reason they still exploded upon killing them. In Minecraft there are many structures, such as villages, shipwrecks, and even woodland mansions. But there is actually a structure that came before all of these, a structure that no longer exists today. When creating a world in the in-dev versions of Minecraft, you would spawn inside of a starter house that was located in the center of the world. The starter house was made up of wooden planks and stone like this, but in older versions it was just a big mossy cobblestone house. The house was filled to the brim with a bunch of chests, and each chest contained a stack of every item in the game. This seems pretty OP, and we can see why it doesn't exist today. Speaking of structures, when you think of villages, you usually think of villagers. The iconic Minecraft mob, which you can kidnap, take advantage of its self-scamming trades, and even enslave it to create a civilization. But did you know that when villages were first added to the game, there were actually no villagers to go with them? Just an eerie ghost town in the middle of nowhere. You've probably milked a cow in Minecraft before, maybe even a mushroom cow if you were looking for some soup. But I bet you've never milked a squid before, and that's because you were only able to milk squids for a short amount of time in beta 1.2 before Mojang later removed this feature. Why could you milk a squid in the first place? That I have no idea. One of the most cursed things in Minecraft is placing water in the nether, which is made completely impossible by having it instantly evaporate upon being placed. This wasn't always the case though, because in earlier versions of Minecraft you could actually place ice in the nether, and then when it melted it would cause water to flow out like normal. You better keep this information out of the hands of the wrong people though, or you might end up with an ocean in the nether. Minecraft's blocks have seen major updates over the years, but there are some things about these blocks that used to be completely different. To start, chests used to take up an entire block, causing you to actually be able to use them as a building block, and it didn't look that bad. Furnaces used to have a stone layer on top instead of the cobblestone that we see today, and climbing ladders used to require only one ladder every 2 blocks instead of a straight line. But did you know that a secret slab used to exist in the game? In the really early versions of Minecraft, Notch added the dirt slab to the game, which was supposed to help make the mountains look more natural. But as you can see, it didn't really work. Most people think that Crying Obsidian was added in the Nether update, but Crying Obsidian was actually seen in the game's files all the way back in beta 1.3. But instead of looking like this, it looked like this. I can see where the crying in the name comes from now. In beta 1.4, locked chests were added all around the map as an April Fool's update. Upon clicking on these chests, you would just be given a prompt telling you that you need to buy a Steve Co. supply crate key to open the chest, which was obviously a joke. These chests would end up getting removed from the world generation in the next update. I guess we'll never know what was really inside of these chests. Do you think Minecraft brewing is confusing now? Well, it's nothing compared to Minecraft's original brewing system. In beta 1.9 pre-release 2, cauldrons were added to the game and their original use was to brew potions. All you had to do was click a water-filled cauldron with a potion ingredient, and then you could retrieve the potion using a glass bottle. Seems pretty easy, right? That is until I tell you there were 30 different potions in the game, all with confusing names. That brewing system was crazy, but not as crazy as time travel being added to Minecraft. In the beta 1.8 pre-release, Mojang added the ability to build a time machine in survival Minecraft. Well, you don't actually need a time machine, you just need to press F6 to go back in time and F7 to go forwards in time. I wonder if Minecraft will ever have a 4D version in the future. In Snapshot 15W14A, another April Fool's update, attacking mobs is completely disabled, and the only way to progress is by left-clicking mobs to increase your hearts, which was also known as the love meter. This update added a bunch of mobs that were never seen again, such as the love golem, the pink wither, and even the smiling creeper, which upon exploding actually gives you flowers instead of killing you. None of this was as weird as the way you beat this update though, which is by gaining a certain amount of hearts and then completing a Minecraft-themed game of Minesweeper. I think from now on I'll just stick to playing regular Minecraft. Regular Minecraft isn't always so regular though, as the original method of respawning the Ender Dragon was added in Snapshot 15W31A. In this snapshot you could respawn the Ender Dragon simply by building a creeper's face out of clay inside of the end. And no, I'm literally not joking, this one is real. Also in beta 1.9 pre-release 3, you could locate the stronghold based on these massive glass pillars that came out of the ground, and upon entering the portal room, you might notice something a little different about the end portal. That end portal was not nearly as different as the original Endermen though. When Endermen were first added to the game, they actually had green eyes, and upon attacking them, they would make zombie sounds instead of the sound that they make today. To make things even worse, instead of mining for diamonds, originally you could just farm Enderman to make your diamond tools instead. This is completely overpowered as long as you don't run into the white Enderman. This is a fishing rod, and this is a fishing rod being used in PvP, but did you know that when Minecraft first added the fishing rod, it actually looked like this and was completely useless? The only thing that you could do with it was stack as many of them on top of each other as you wanted. Crazy to see how far this game has come. Food in Minecraft used to be a lot different, as there was no hunger bar, meaning food would be used to instantly heal your hearts instead. When eating food, you didn't even have to wait for the animation to finish, as there was no animation. The food just instantly disappeared like you were Matt Stoney. The one downside to this though was that the food was not stackable. This meant that in order to stay alive while caving, you had to fill half your inventory up with food, allowing you to only have a little bit of space left for collecting ores. This made everything so much slower, especially because you can't sprint in these versions. You might have heard of the Aether mod, which is probably one of Minecraft's most famous mods, but did you know that Notch almost made this mod a reality? In beta 1.6, a sky dimension was added to the game and could be accessed using mods. Notch said that this dimension could have been a dream world where the player would have a random chance of being teleported to while sleeping in the game. Unfortunately, this dimension was never added to Minecraft, and instead this concept was later turned into the end. Speaking of sleeping in Minecraft used to be really annoying. In older versions of Minecraft, when trying to sleep in an area that was accessible by mobs, the game would wake you up every time a hostile mob was standing near you, even if you were separated by a wall. This made sleeping basically impossible unless you had a nuclear fallout shelter to sleep in. We've talked about some of the things added for April Fool's updates already in this video, but one of the most interesting April Fool's updates was 1.rv-pre1. Kind of a weird update name in itself. In this update, a few items were added, such as the ankle monitor, 3D glasses, and even a smartwatch. They even added a USB charging block, which could be used in the exact same way that a redstone block is used today. Now, obviously all of these items were added as a joke, but it would be kind of funny to put somebody on house arrest in your Minecraft world. This is a giant slime statue, and inside of it is one of the hardest prisons, which I am going to be attempting to escape. I spawned inside of a bedrock room with a sign that said the rules. No breaking signs. I walked out into another room and I saw a crafting table and a hopper. I opened the hopper and there was 8 iron inside. I looked up and there was a button on the roof as well as a 1-block gap, which I assumed was the exit to this room. The problem was I didn't know how to fit through the 1-block gap with only 8 iron ingots. I grabbed the crafting table and placed it so that I could look through the gap, but I found nothing. It wasn't until I checked my crafts that I realized what I needed to do. I needed to make 2 iron trapdoors, one to build up and the other to push me through the gap. So I placed the trapdoors, and after a few tries I made it to the other side. In the next room there's a 5-block gap with a pit of lava under it, and there were ice blocks below my feet. These ice blocks were packed ice though, so I could not break them for water. Normally this would be a problem because you can't make a 5-block jump in Minecraft. But if I get a running start and spam my spacebar, I am actually able to make the jump because there is ice. I made it into the next room and there's a crafting table on the floor and an item frame with a slime block on the wall. There was another room that I was safe to drop into which had more slime balls on the wall. So I collected all the slime balls and now I had 8 slime balls and 8 item frames. There was a bedrock block in the middle of the floor and I was pretty sure I needed to place a slime block on it to bounce to the next room. But I still needed 1 more slime ball to make a slime block. I looked around the room and found nothing, but then I decided to break the crafting table and the last slime ball was under it. So I put the crafting table back and I crafted the slime block. Now I could place the slime block on top of the bedrock block and jump to the next room. In the next room I found 2 item frames with a red and brown mushroom in them. There was also a slab and a deep slate block that was probably meant to blend in with the bedrock. So I broke the deep slate block and underneath it was a hopper that contained a bowl. I also tried breaking the slab, but there was nothing under it, so I put it back. I needed to make a 1.5 block jump, but the only thing I could craft was mushroom soup, so I had to be missing something. I looked around and eventually I found another deep slate block hiding in the bedrock. So I broke the deep slate and above it was a cornflower. I now knew exactly what to craft. I crafted a suspicious stew, and because I used a cornflower, the stew would give me jump boost. This jump boost would allow me to make a 1.5 block jump into the next room. Inside of the next room there was a long hole in the ground as well as a stone block in an item frame with a sign pointing towards it. There was another stone above me as well, so I grabbed the stone and dropped into the room. I collected the other stone and then checked the hole for anything else. Inside of the hole there was a crafting table and another stone, so I collected that too. I needed to make it up this wall, but 3 stone blocks definitely wouldn't be enough. So I checked the crafting table and saw that I could make 6 stone slabs, which would be better. After I made the slabs, I went to the sign that I saw earlier, assuming that was where I needed to build up. I built up and I was still short a few blocks, but I looked in F5 and saw a wooden pressure plate at the top. I realized that from where I was standing, I could throw one of the item frames on the pressure plate to activate it. So I activated the pressure plate and water came out, allowing me to swim out. In this part of the room there was nothing except for a hole in the roof, which was the exit. I was confused until I realized I could swim through the water to break the piston. Behind the piston there was a barrel that contained a slime block, and that was it. So I went back into the room and now I had a piston and a slime block. If I placed the slime block on top of the piston and stood on it, I could boost myself up to the room, but the problem was I still needed to activate the piston. Luckily, I could break the pressure plate from before and I could throw an item frame on it to activate the piston and boost me to the next room. Inside of this room, there was a furnace in the corner, a hole with 3 beehives in it, a hopper on the roof, and a massive hole covered in signs. I opened the hopper first, and inside of it was 6 blocks of sand. Unfortunately, these would be of no use to get down the hole, so I had to keep looking. There was nothing else in this room though, so I decided to break the hopper. Behind the hopper, there was an item frame with coal in it, so I was pretty sure I had to smelt the sand. So I used the furnace to smelt the sand, and I was left with 6 glass. This still didn't give me a way to get down the hole though, so I decided to break the furnace because I didn't need it anymore. Behind the furnace there was a crafting table and I could only make 2 things. I remembered there were still beehives in the hole, so I made bottles to collect the honey. If I collected the honey, I can make a honey block, which would allow me to take less fall damage dropping down. So I collected the honey, but I only had 3 bottles and I needed 4 to make a block of honey. Luckily there was another beehive hidden underneath and I was able to make the honey block. So I dropped down and landed the clutch, making it to the next room. There was a 2-block jump to get to the next part of the room, so I had to use my honey block to get up. I thought I was stuck, but I remembered that I needed to crouch to the very edge of the block to be able to jump. Inside of the next room there was lava flowing from the roof, as well as a second area with bamboo in it. I looked up and also ended up finding a fire resistance arrow, so I grabbed that. Before I dropped into the next part of the room, I clicked the lava to see if anything was behind it, and I found a hopper with a crafting table. Now I was sure there was nothing left at the top, so I dropped down into another part of the room. I broke the dirt holding up the bamboo, and I found a hopper underneath it with 3 string inside of it. Now I was able to craft a bow, which would allow me to use the fire resistance arrow to go inside the lava. I tried to get back up, but I didn't have enough blocks. That was when I realized there was another deep slate block, so I broke it and there was another piece of dirt behind it. Now I was able to get back to the top part and I shot myself with the fire resistance arrow. I swam down the lava first and there was a room with a hopper that contained 12 string. I swam up to the top of the lava and there was a room, but I was trapped in the lava by a bedrock block above me. There was a chest I could reach though, so I opened it and found 3 wood planks. There was also a crafting table and I knew exactly what to do. Just like in my last video, I needed to make a bed and sleep in it to get through the hole. So I made the bed and placed it in the room, but it was still daytime, so I was unable to sleep. I realized it didn't matter though, because the bed set my spawn point, so I just had to wait for the fire resistance to run out and swim in the lava until I died. I threw my items into the room so I didn't lose them, and I let myself die in the lava and respawned in the next room. I collected the chest and the crafting table, and I used them to build up to the next part of this room. I walked down this hallway, and I saw a sign that said over 98% of you are not subscribed, which is better than last time, but it still isn't 0%, so please subscribe. At the end of the hallway, there was a giant drop down into another room that I would definitely die from. It was fine though, because I still had my bed, which I could use to negate some of the fall damage. The only thing in the next room was a rabbit's foot in an item frame and a 2-block jump to another room. I could see targets in the other room, but I didn't have any arrows to shoot them. I looked around the room and I ended up finding a secret hopper with a blaze powder and a nether wart inside. Now I was pretty sure I needed to make a potion, but I was missing a brewing stand. I thought I had looked everywhere, but then I placed the bed under my feet to get a better look into the next room, and saw a brewing stand hiding in the corner. So I used the brewing stand to make a potion of leaping, and because I was standing on the bed, I was able to jump into the next room because it was only a 1.5 block jump. In this room, I found a slime block in the corner, and in front of me there was a big lava pit that I couldn't get across. There were a couple of targets on the roof, but I didn't have any projectiles to hit them with. I saw a hidden hopper across from me, so I checked if there was one on my side, and sure enough there was. The hopper contained 2 arrows, and now I could use them to shoot the targets. The targets dropped 2 sand blocks into the lava, and I could use them to parkour across the lava. I made it to the other side and opened the hopper, finding an ender pearl. I went to the end of the hallway, and there was 2 ladders, and that was it. The only thing I could do here was pearl glitch, so I threw my pearl and I was teleported to another room. There was another slime ball in an item frame, so I took that, and in front of me there was an elevator to the next room. This room had lava falling from the roof, a single block of ice in the floor, 4 beehives with honey forming a staircase, and another part of the room higher up. I checked inside of the lava, and like usual there was a hopper hidden underneath with 4 string and 2 iron ingots. With 4 string and 4 beehives, I realized I could make candles to melt the ice, but I still needed honeycombs to craft candles, and all I had were beehives. But then I remembered I had 2 iron and I could make shears. Shears would allow me to collect the honeycombs from the beehives. So I made shears and collected the honeycombs. After that, I crafted 4 candles and placed them on top of the ice block. I waited for the ice to melt, but then I realized I still had to light the candles for that to happen. I had nothing in my inventory to light the candles, but there was still one part of the room I hadn't checked. I used F5 and I could see there was a hopper in this part of the room, but it was still too high up for me to reach. Luckily, I still had honeycombs left over and I could make 2 honeycomb blocks to complete the staircase. When I got up, I found another slime ball in an item frame, and I checked the hopper and I found an arrow. This might seem useless, but I can actually shoot the arrow through the lava to set it on fire and light the candles, so I lit the candles and waited, and eventually the ice melted. I swam down the water and I made it into a small cave-like room. I was trapped by a bedrock block above my head and I could see nothing except for a piston with a slime block on top and an observer beside it. This was until I noticed water particles coming from the ceiling. I crouched forward and ended up finding a deep slate block, so I broke it. Behind the block there was water and I could now swim out of the hole. There was a hole above the slime block, but it was too high up to reach. I went back to check the water, and I found another slime ball in an item frame on the way. I swam up the water, and there was a small hole with a hopper inside that had 2 nether wart and 2 nether bricks. I went back to the slime block and thought I was missing something, but I checked my inventory and saw that I could craft red nether bricks. I placed the red nether bricks in front of the observer, and I was launched into the next room. I immediately saw a hopper in the floor, and I checked it and found 2 moss blocks. In front of me there was a 4-block high wall with a fence at the bottom. 2 moss blocks was not enough to climb up the 4 blocks, and I couldn't jump on top of the fence because it's too high. So I turned the moss blocks into moss carpets, and now I was able to climb up. The next part of the room had a taller wall I had to climb and a crafting table in the corner. I was also able to see a few pistons holding up water in the roof. I checked behind the crafting table, but there was nothing, so I placed it back down. I found a hole in the corner with water at the bottom, so I dropped down. Inside of the hole there was another room, and I found a bunch of dead bushes and blocks of sand. So I broke it all, and I was left with 8 sticks and 15 sand. I was about to build back up, but I noticed there was another part of this room that I could build up to. So I built up to the next part of the room, and there was another item frame with a slime ball as well as a hopper that contained 2 steak and a stone block. There was nothing else up there though, so I went back to the bottom and built up to the main room. Luckily 15 sand was exactly enough to make it back up, and I went back to the crafting table and used the 8 sticks I got to make ladders. I used the ladders to make it up the wall to the top of the room. There was a hopper with a sign pointing at it, so I checked the hopper and it had an iron pickaxe in it. I took the pickaxe and broke the hopper to see if there was anything underneath. Underneath the hopper there was nothing, so now I was kind of confused until I remembered the pistons I saw earlier. The reason this was important was because I could make a lever to activate the pistons. But the problem was I didn't know where to place it, so I tried the obvious, which was under the sign with an arrow pointing down. To my surprise, it worked and water dropped down from the roof, so I climbed up the water and made it to another room. In the next room, there were some walls that I couldn't climb up and another piston with a slime block on top. I found another slime ball in the corner and that was it. I looked around and ended up finding a couple of wood buttons near the roof. I still had 1 arrow, so I decided to shoot the buttons to see what happened. It ended up activating the piston underneath me, and I was boosted to the next part of the room. In this part of the room, there was only a block of dirt, and I needed to make it up 4 blocks. I tried building up with the items I had, but it was impossible. That was until I remembered I can break the block underneath candles, and they stay floating. So I made a staircase out of the candles, and I climbed up the wall to another part of the room. In this part of the room, there were some leaves in the corner, and I had to cross a 2-block high gap to get to the next room. I could use the hopper I had from earlier, but I still had shears, so I decided to shear the leaves to build up instead. In the last part of the room, there was a sign with arrows and a pit of snow. There was a 5-block jump to the exit, and I was able to cross this with the hopper in my inventory. But I saw a block of powdered snow in the middle of the hole, so I decided to drop down in case there was something important. I broke the powdered snow, and there was a hopper underneath it. The hopper had a diamond shovel inside of it, and that was it. So I collected the snow and built back up and just built to the last part of the room. I found another slime ball in the corner, and there was a hopper that I couldn't reach, but I was able to reach it when I crouched, and there was a levitation arrow in the hopper. I looked up and I saw a hole in the roof, so I shot myself with the levitation arrow and floated up to another room. In this room, there was a hopper on the roof. I opened it and it had 12 sand in it. There was another slime ball in an item frame and a furnace and a crafting table at the end. I looked up and there was a big hole, but I only had 12 sand, so I wouldn't be able to get to the top. I knew I was missing something, so I tried breaking the hopper, but I found nothing. I broke the crafting table as well, and behind it there was a dried kelp block. This might seem useless, but a dried kelp block can actually be used to smelt all 12 of the sand blocks. So I turned all of the sand into glass, and now I was left with 12 glass blocks, which still isn't enough to get to the top, but I can actually turn those blocks into 32 glass panes. 32 glass panes looks like it is enough to get up the hole, so I tried building up and it was just enough to make it to the ladders. I was in a room full of lime wool and I tried to break out of it, but everything was covered in barriers. I looked down and there were 2 bedrock blocks that were positioned kind of like the ones from the room I did earlier. There was a sign that said, "I hope you have them all," and another slime ball in an item frame. I picked up the slime ball and now I had 9 slime balls and I knew what to do. I crafted a slime block, lined myself up, and jumped, placing the slime block underneath my feet. I made it to the exit and there was a big drop that I wouldn't survive. Luckily there was an elytra and a firework rocket on the walls, so I took those and I escaped the prison. This is a giant dragon egg, and inside of it is one of the hardest prisons, which I am going to be attempting to escape. I spawned inside of a small bedrock box, so like usual, I looked in F5. I saw a popped chorus fruit in an item frame that was out of my reach, and eventually I found a hopper on the floor. I jumped and I could barely see the hopper, so I opened it and there was an ender pearl inside. I used the ender pearl to escape the box and collected the popped chorus fruit from the item frame. I was in another bigger room with an entrance to another room that I needed at least 4 blocks to get up to. There was another hopper on the ground and I opened it and I got a water bottle and that was it. There was nothing else in this room, so I started breaking the hoppers to see if there was anything behind them. There was nothing beyond the first one, but beyond the second one there was a hole, and inside of that hole there was another hopper. I opened the hopper and there were 2 blaze rods, and now I knew how to make it up to the next room. I crafted 4 end rods using the popped chorus fruit and a blaze rod, and that was just enough blocks to make it up. In the next room there's a bunch of quartz ore in the corner and a hole in the top corner leading to another room. There was also a hopper in the corner that had 1 coal and 1 gunpowder inside of it. I looked around and ended up finding a block of TNT hidden in the roof, but that was all I could find. I needed 3 blocks to get up to the room, but I only had 1, which was the TNT. I knew that I needed to do something with the quartz, but if I broke them with my fist, they wouldn't drop anything. That was when I realized I could use the TNT to blow them up, and I would have them drop the quartz. But the problem was, I still needed something to light the TNT, and none of the items I have would do that. That was until I noticed I actually have enough materials to craft a fire charge. I just needed to turn the blaze rods into blaze powder, and then I was able to make 3 fire charges using the gunpowder and coal. So I lit the TNT and went behind the wall to make sure I didn't take any damage. Then I went back into the room and picked up 14 quartz, and now with these quartz I could make 3 quartz blocks, allowing me to build up to the next room. In the next room, I collected an item frame with a phantom membrane, and there was also a hopper with 5 nether wart. I saw there was a huge drop down to another room, but it was way too far to survive. I needed a way to get down, and I assumed I needed to make a slow falling potion with the items I had, but I was missing a brewing stand. So I went back and checked behind the hoppers in case I missed something, but there was nothing behind them. Now I was confused, so I took another look down the hole, and that was when I found a brewing stand hiding on the side. So I made an awkward potion, and then added the phantom membrane to make a slow falling potion. Then I drank the potion, and I glided down to the next room. In the next room, I walked over 2 pressure plates that actually took my potion effect away, and there was nothing in this room except for an oak log. But the oak log was all I needed to get to the next part though, so I made 4 oak planks and used them to build up. In the next part of this room, there's a huge pool of lava leading to an opening on the other side. There was also 2 dispensers really high up in the roof and a hole with a crafting table and a pressure plate that I assumed I needed to activate. The problem was I had nothing to activate the pressure plate, so I checked in the crafting table for any crafts, but there was nothing of any use. There was nothing else in this room though, so I had to check other places. First I checked beyond the lava to see if anything was there, and I actually found a hopper with a warped fungus inside of it. This still wouldn't let me activate the pressure plate though, so I still had to be missing something. So I decided to check the previous part of the room because it was oddly empty. And when I did that, I ran into a floating piece of string, so I checked around and ended up finding one more, and now I knew what to do. I went back to the crafting table and I made a fishing rod. Now that I had a fishing rod, I could use it to activate the pressure plate, and when I activated the pressure plate, a strider came down from the roof as well as a saddle. So I placed the saddle on the strider and crafted a warped fungus on a stick to guide the strider to the other side of the lava. This next part was incredibly difficult and I probably needed jump boost to complete it. In the next room, there's a 1-block gap at the bottom of a wall that was blocking off another room. I also found a crafting table in one corner and a chest in the other. I went to open the chest, but I found that I couldn't open it because there was bedrock on top of it, so I broke it instead. The chest dropped 35 iron nuggets and that was it. So I went to the crafting table and checked what I could make, but none of the items would help me go under the wall. I needed one more iron nugget to make an iron trapdoor, but I didn't know where to get the last nugget. But that was when I realized there was actually another chest that I could open, and that chest had a piece of steak, an iron helmet, and a stone button in it. But none of these items would help me get under the wall, so I was still missing something. I looked around the room one more time, and I realized I could break the crafting table to see if anything was behind it. There was actually a furnace behind the crafting table, and now I knew what to do. I could smelt the iron helmet and get one more iron nugget. But now I needed something to smelt the helmet, and my only options were the chest and the crafting table since the steak would not be enough fuel. So I decided to use the chest because I would need the crafting table to make the iron ingot anyway. After it was done smelting, I grabbed the iron nugget and made the last iron ingot, and now I was able to craft an iron trapdoor. I placed the iron trapdoor with the button beside it, grabbed my crafting table, and crawled underneath to the next room. In the next room, there was an entrance to another room that was 3 blocks up, and it looked like it could be the exit because I could see the sky. So I looked around and found a chest with 5 nether wart in it, and that was it. So I picked up the 2 chests in this room, and I actually noticed that one of them was a trap chest. Now I had enough blocks to make it to the next room, but I decided to make a nether wart block with the 9 nether wart, and I used that instead of the trap chest because it will most likely be used in another room. Now I was in another room, and I thought I had escaped, but it turns out there was barrier blocks in the way, and I could not escape. There was a block of ice on the floor, and that was it, and it looked like there was a massive fall underneath, and I had to find a way to melt it. At first I thought this would be easy, and I used a fire charge to set the ice on fire, and waited, but that actually didn't work. So I needed another way to create a light source, and I was confused until I found the secret opening in the barrier blocks. In the secret opening, there was a chest, and inside of it there was 4 candles, so I placed the candles on top of the ice and lit them using my last fire charge. Eventually, the ice melted, and I made it down to a weird room where there was a crafting table in the middle with a sign above it that said "Third Sign." There was also a platform in the corner with a hole in the roof above it, and that was way out of my reach. Finally, there was a wall with paintings back where I entered from, so I first decided to check beyond the paintings, and I ended up finding a secret room. Inside of the secret room, there was a furnace, and it contained 3 raw copper, and I decided to use the 2 signs on the wall to smelt the copper. I went back and broke the sign that said "Third Sign," and I used that to cook the final piece of copper. Now that I had 3 raw copper, I was able to craft a lightning rod, and I used it to climb up to the platform. When I made it to the top of the platform, I checked the hole, and there was a hopper that contained a totem of undying. That was all that was left in the room though, so I decided to start checking behind things. I checked behind the paintings and I found nothing else, but when I broke the crafting table, there was a trail of redstone with a sign above it that said "Activate here." So I broke the trap chest and placed the chest under the sign, and then opened the chest to activate the redstone. The redstone ended up removing 2 of the bedrock blocks on the right wall, and there was another room with a massive drop to an end portal. The end portal was not finished though, so I still needed an Eye of the Ender to go to the end. So I looked around the room and I found a hopper right above me that contained the eye. Now I was able to drop all the way down because of my totem, and I activated the portal to go to the end. When I made it to the end, I spawned on a platform with a huge structure above it, and I walked forward and had all my items removed by a command block. So I broke the pressure plate so that didn't happen again, and I walked to the end of the platform. There was flowing lava which probably led to the structure above, and I clicked behind it and found a glass bottle and a blaze rod. I also found a slime ball hidden at the end of the platform, and that gave me half the items to make a fire resistance potion. So I looked around some more, and eventually I found a hidden brewing stand and a sign that said subscribe, which reminds me that over 96% of you are still not subscribed, so if you are in that group, please subscribe. I opened the brewing stand and there was nether wart in it, so now I was just missing water to make a potion. I looked everywhere for water, and I thought I was missing something, but then I found the water source hidden off the edge of the platform. So I made a really risky jump and filled my water bottle and then went back to the brewing stand. I made a magma cream with the slime ball, and I made one fire resistance potion, and now I would be able to climb up the lava. So I drank the fire resistance and swam up the lava, and when I made it to the top, I was in another room which had 4 popped chorus fruits hidden in different areas. I used the chorus fruits to make 4 purple blocks, and I used those to climb up to the other part of the room. This room was a giant platform, and there were 2 observers in it as well as 2 rooms on the side that I didn't have enough blocks to climb up to. So I decided to look around the edge, and I found a dropper which contained 1 piece of bedrock and an end crystal in it. I used the bedrock to finish a staircase to one of the rooms, and inside of this room there's a hopper with 2 different types of logs and an oak plank in it. There was also a space I had to crawl under. So I made a crafting table and crafted a boat and then used it to go under the wall. On the other side of the wall there was another hopper with a piston, a slime ball, and 4 honey blocks, and now I knew where this was going. Now that I had a few blocks, I used them to build up to the other side of the room, and inside of it there was a bunch of iron ore. I knew this iron ore was put there for a reason though, so instead of breaking it, I used the end crystal to break it so that raw iron would drop. The explosion revealed another room behind the iron, and this room had a furnace inside of it that contained 8 sticks, so I decided to smelt the 3 iron. 3 iron would be the perfect amount because it would leave me with enough sticks to make a pickaxe, and I could use the pickaxe to break the observers in the main room. The reason I would want to break the observers is because I have almost everything to make a flying machine, but the observers are one of the things I'm missing. So I smelted the iron, and while doing that, I noticed something weird. The iron was immediately disappearing after it smelted, so that meant there was a hopper behind it. So once I was done smelting, I broke the furnace, and sure enough there was a hopper which contained the last items I needed to make a flying machine. So I crafted my pistons into sticky pistons, made a pickaxe and broke the observers, and then I made a flying machine. After that, I activated the flying machine and flew to the end island. And on the end island there was a giant dragon egg, and inside of it was the exit to the overworld. So I went through the portal, and that was it. I had escaped the end prison in Minecraft. This is a giant furnace, and inside of it is a bedrock prison which I am going to try to escape. I spawned in a small room with a hopper and a furnace covered in amethyst buds. I broke the amethyst buds and I got 4 amethyst shards. There was an entrance to a room in the roof and another room beside me through a window. I used the ice to swim through the window into the other room, and I picked up 2 string and 2 tripwire hooks. I looked around and found a dropper with oak stairs and 2 honeycombs inside of it. I also noticed a hopper at the top of the room, so I built up, and inside of it was glowstone dust. I could see sand on top of the hopper, so I mined it and the sand fell down. I collected all the blocks in the room and went back to the main room. I was now able to climb through the hole in the roof, and through the hole I found a chest with a netherite axe and a blaze rod. I mined the chest and built up to this area with an iron door. There was another room above this, and I was able to jump and get a gold ingot from the furnace. There was also a brewing stand in this room, and I jumped and grabbed nether wart from it as well. At this point I didn't know how to get into that room, so I went back to the other room. I saw 2 different holes in the roof, so I decided to try to build into those. I crafted candles and an amethyst block, which just barely gives me enough blocks to make it to the first room. In this room there's a dispenser with jump boost pots, gunpowder, and a fermented spider eye inside it. I also could see another hole in the roof and a hole in the floor with a villager standing on a pressure plate. I used my blocks to build up to the other room, and I found a shulker box with 3 glass bottles in it. So I collected the shulker box and all my other blocks, and I headed back to the room with the iron door. I was considering breaking the iron door, but then I realized the chest I had was actually a trap chest, so I could use it to power the door. In this room there's a furnace, a melon, and a brewing stand, so I broke the melon and realized I probably had to make a harming potion to throw at the villager. I had no idea how to make a harming potion, but I guessed and I managed to get it. I ended up using the harming potion on the villager, and it didn't die, which I thought was a problem. I decided to restart the run because I thought I messed it up by only using 1 harming potion, but it turns out I only needed 1 anyway. Hitting the villager with the potion gave me a shulker box, and I used that shulker box plus the jump boost to climb up to the next room. In this room, I found a chest with 2 cobwebs, 4 sticks, and 1 iron ingot. There was a target on the wall and a piece of redstone beside it. There was also another room on my right with water across from it and a hole that went pretty far down below me. I decided to just drop down, and I saw a little hole in the left as well as another drop even further down. I tried to jump into the hole, but I messed up and fell all the way down. I found a few note blocks in the wall, and when I clicked them, a secret door opened. I found a feather on the wall, an empty dispenser, and a pumpkin on the roof. I broke the pumpkin and found there was another room above this one. I mined the note blocks and I found a few pistons behind them, so I mined those and also mined a piston and a pressure plate in the hole I missed the jump to. I used these blocks to build up through the hole in the pumpkin room and found 2 raw iron blocks leading to an entrance. I had no way to climb up these blocks, so I decided to head back to the main room. I climbed up to where the water was and realized I could place my cobwebs in it to make string. So I went back to where the target was and had a choice of crafting a fishing rod or a crossbow. Since I had no arrows, I chose the fishing rod, which ended up being a mistake. It turns out there's supposed to be flint in the chest in this part of the map, but it wasn't there. So I had to restart again and made my way back to the room. This time I had a slightly different strategy. I had used a few less blocks in the room before, giving me more blocks to work with. I also used the blocks to make the water flow all the way down so I didn't have to build back up to the main room. Once I was done that, I continued like before, but this time I made a crossbow instead. I shot the target and heard a dispenser in the other room, so I collected my stuff and went to find the dispenser. I found the dispenser in the pumpkin room and it contained shears. Next I built up through the hole in the roof back to the room with the raw iron blocks. I was able to build up to the entrance using the 3 blocks in my inventory and found 4 blocks of iron and a door. There was also a hole in the roof which went to another room. So I broke the door and went back out the room. I collected my blocks and used the door to build back up to the room so I could grab a sticky piston. I brought the sticky piston because I had a wooden pressure plate and I could use the piston to rearrange the iron blocks. So I rearranged the blocks into the shape of an iron golem and then I left the room and grabbed my pumpkin and placed it on the head to spawn the iron golem. I killed the iron golem and it dropped 3 iron ingots which I was now able to use to craft a bucket. So I crafted a bucket and then I ran back to the main room with the water and filled my bucket with water. I was now able to climb back into the golem room with the bucket and then I climbed through the hole in the roof where there was a button which teleported me to a new room. I lost all of my items and I was in a room with a door and a dispenser. I broke the door and found an egg and a piece of string in the dispenser. I then used the door to climb up the wall to another room. This room had a piece of sand with a sea pickle on top of it and a floating fence gate. I rearranged these blocks so I could climb the next wall to another room. This time there was 2 dispensers, a hopper, a redstone comparator, and an iron trapdoor. The dispensers had a health pot and a stick in them, and I activated the comparator with the hopper, which activated the iron trapdoor so I could climb the next wall. In the next room there was a composter, a beehive, and a pumpkin. I noticed the beehive had honey in it, so I drank the health pot so I could collect the honey. I then broke the pumpkin and made pumpkin pie, which I used to make bone meal in the composter. The reason I made the bone meal was because there was a moss block over the next wall which could be used to make more moss blocks with the bone meal. I used 3 moss blocks to climb in a new room with a ton of stuff in it. There was a piston, a slime block, a hay bale, a comparator, and an observer. The next room was too high for me to reach, so I used the piston and slime block to make a launch pad powered by the observer. When I got up, I found a dispenser with 6 blaze rods and a slime block which I broke. There was also a target in the wall with an unlit redstone lamp above it. There was another room on the left, so I used my blocks to climb up. There was an iron door maze on the other side, and when I crossed it I found a hopper with a crafting table, a stick, and a piece of string. There was another room on the right, so I climbed up there and found another room with lava and a cobblestone wall. I checked the lava and there was nothing under it, so I went back to the main room and figured out how to craft more blocks. It turns out I didn't need the blocks though, and I was able to get over the wall by setting myself on fire and jumping. I made it over the wall and found a furnace with a popped chorus fruit inside of it, and I made end rods so I could climb another wall. Over the wall there was a big room with a brewing stand, a hopper, and a donkey behind some fences. I could also see a half-full cauldron, and when I dropped down I found 3 furnaces containing 4 popped chorus fruit, 9 kelp, and 2 raw iron. The donkey had a backpack with 1 stick and 1 string inside of it, and the hopper contained 1 nether wart. I saw a dispenser on the roof and I was unable to reach it, so I killed the donkey for its chest, but the dispenser was still out of my reach. I then used some weird recipes to craft 8 purple slabs, and I went back to the other room with the target. I crafted a fishing rod which I was able to use to hit the target, and when I hit it nothing happened in this room. So I went back to the other room and now there was lava falling from the roof. I had everything to make a fire resistance potion, so I used a few blocks to parkour to the brewing stand and made the potion. I drank it and I climbed the lava where I took the bucket and filled it with the lava from the dispenser. I then broke my blocks and used purple slabs instead since I could break the blocks I used before, and then I parkoured to the next room. There was a staircase which led down to a room with a 3-block high wall that had a strider on top of it. I used my saddle from earlier to climb onto the strider and I fell into another room. There was a furnace and 3 clay blocks in this room, but before I did anything I went back to kill the strider because it dropped string. Unfortunately I had to sacrifice a purple slab to get the items out of the hole, but I figured it would be worth it. At this point I realized I had a few seconds left on my fire resistance, so I collected the clay and climbed up using the lava. There was a hopper up here with another bucket inside it and a hole with an entrance to a room above it. I saw nothing in this hole, so I decided to just skip it, and I made it to a different room where I got 2 tripwire hooks. There was another drop further down where I found a maze on my left and cobwebs on the right. I went through the maze where I found a hidden dropper with another bucket, 13 redstone, and a block of TNT. I also found another room which I had to build up to, but I decided to go back and use the TNT to break the cobwebs first because I could use the string to make more blocks. I built up to the iron door room, and this part made 0 sense to me, so I did some crazy stuff which was definitely not from the tutorial, and I made it to the next room. In this room there was a hopper with 2 glowstone blocks and an egg, and then I used this hopper to build up to another room without losing too many blocks. Now I was in a room with a cow for some reason, and I decided to just craft wool and build out to the next room. This room was actually the final room, and I found a ladder which was the exit to this prison. This is a 1-block prison, and I am going to attempt to make it to the final island and escape. I spawned on top of a bedrock block with a carpet under my feet and a crafting table underneath it. I looked around and there was a bunch of islands surrounding me, and there was a bedrock block with a cobblestone wall closest to me. I grabbed the carpet and looked above me, and I found a composter. I grabbed the composter and used it as a block, and now I needed 1 more block to get to the cobblestone wall. I looked around some more and saw a chest on top of the bedrock block above me. So I tried opening the chest, and I was barely able to open it. Inside of the chest there was 2 stacks of apples, and that was it. 2 stacks of apples might seem useless, but in Minecraft you can actually right-click composters with food items, and eventually you will get bone meal. So I spam-clicked all the apples, and I had exactly 9 bone meal, which was enough to craft a bone block. I used the bone block to build up to the next platform, and now I could see there was a ladder on the other side. I used the carpet to get to the top of the cobblestone wall, but I was still missing a block to jump up to the next part. So I carefully broke the chest, and then I broke the carpet and placed the chest underneath me. Then I placed the ladder on the bedrock block and climbed up. I made the jump to another island, and now I needed 6 blocks to climb up to the next island. The problem was I only had 3 clay blocks, so I looked around, but all I found was a furnace and a crafting table on the edge of the island. So I broke the clay, and underneath it there was actually a dried kelp block and an item frame. If you didn't know, a dried kelp block is actually one of the best fuel sources. So I smelted the 12 clay to make 12 bricks. After that I made bricks, and I was confident that you got more than 1 brick block from 4 bricks, but I was wrong. So I still had 3 blocks, but luckily bricks can be made into slabs, and that gave me 6 slabs so I could climb up to the next island. On the next island there was a random sign, so I broke it. There was also an empty cauldron and some sort of lava thing above it that was covered in bedrock that led up to another island. I went further and found a staircase leading to another platform, and there was a hole in the ground, and I found a hopper that had 3 raw iron inside of it. There was also a bunch of droppers covering the rest of the island, so I searched them all and found a fire resistance potion. There was also a furnace blending in with the droppers, and there were 4 saplings inside of it, so I decided to use them to smelt the iron. The saplings only smelted 2 of the iron, so I used the sign to smelt the last piece. After the iron finished smelting, I went back up to the main platform and found a dropper that had dripstone in it. Now I had a good idea of what to do, so I went to place the dripstone above the cauldron, and I actually found another behind the cauldron, so I placed 2 of them above it. I was going to use the dripstone to fill the cauldron with lava, and after it filled, I could collect the lava and use my fire resistance to climb up to the next island. But I still needed to craft a bucket. I was about to drop down and use the crafting table from the previous island, but then I would have no way back up. So I looked around some more and ended up finding a crafting table at the end of the island. Now I was able to make a bucket, and I waited for the cauldron to fill with lava, and then I used my fire resistance to climb up to the top. So I made it up to the next island, and there was a mix of dirt and gravel on this island, as well as a wood plank which had 2 sticks on the sides. So I collected everything on the island, and that gave me 2 sticks, 1 wood plank, 8 gravel, 2 dirt, and 1 flint. I needed to build over the void to the next island, so the gravel would be useless to get across, and because of this I knew I was missing something. I opened my inventory and saw I could craft coarse dirt with 2 dirt and 2 gravel, so I made that, but now I only had 4 blocks. But if you remember from this video, you can actually duplicate coarse dirt if you have a shovel, and I had the materials required to make one. I just needed to find a crafting table, and like usual, there was one on the side, so I crafted a shovel. Now I could right-click the coarse dirt with the shovel, and I mined the dirt to get 4 regular dirt. I crafted more coarse dirt and did this one more time, and now I had 10 blocks that I could use. So I built to the next platform and made it with 1 block to spare. On this island there was a hole with a furnace in it and a 1-block hole with a bunch of rails inside of it. I couldn't get inside of this hole, so I needed to find something to get through. I dropped down into this gap and there was a crafting table as well as a piece of raw iron hidden inside of the hole. I ended up finding the rest of the iron in the other hole, so I smelted the iron with the wooden shovel, which made no sense. I don't know why I did this. I was only able to get 1 ingot out of it, so I used the lava bucket instead, which was much better fuel. After the iron finished smelting, I crafted a minecart and I used it to get through the hole. I almost suffocated because I thought the minecart would keep moving, and I got out and it put me on a tripwire which removed all my items and gave me permanent mining fatigue. Now I was unable to break blocks, so I collected the string from the tripwire and also picked up the stick I found on the wall. I walked out and there was an arrow and an item frame, and there was also 2 more sticks. I saw a target in the air and I assumed I needed to shoot it, but I still need a bow and I didn't have a crafting table. So I looked around a little more, and all I was able to find was a hopper on the side of the island that contained a fire charge. At first I thought this was useless, but then I realized I could actually use the fire charge to burn this wood plank I was trying to break. Once the plank burned, there was a hole underneath it, and inside of it there was a crafting table. So I crafted a bow and shot the target, and I thought nothing happened, but I turned around and a staircase appeared to another part of the island. So I climbed up the staircase and found a block of sand, and there was a platform that I couldn't get to because it was a 5-block jump. There was another area at the top of the staircase with a cow and a creeper trapped inside of boxes, and there was also a sign that said "Press this" with a smiley face and a button underneath it. I looked around the room a bit more because I did not trust the smiley face at all, but all there was a platform above me that I couldn't reach. So I pressed the scary button and the creeper started floating. At first this made no sense, but I realized that when I pressed the button, the creeper was given levitation. The reason this was important was because I could make the creeper blow up and it would drop a lingering levitation potion effect which I could use to go to the platform above me. So I walked up to the creeper and found out it was actually named Subscribe, so please subscribe because the creeper literally died for this. Once it exploded, I was given levitation and I flew up to the platform and noticed that I had levitation for way longer than I needed. Luckily there was water on the island, so I positioned myself and landed inside of it. At the end of the island there was a hopper with 2 iron ingots and 1 raw iron, and that was literally it. So I dropped back down to the top part of the island and barely survived with 2 hearts. I ended up finding a hopper with steak in it though, so I was able to heal back up a little bit. Now that I had enough iron to make a bucket, I ran back to the island that had a minecart, and surprisingly the furnace was still cooking, so I used it to smelt the iron. Now I was able to run back and craft a bucket which I used to milk the cow to remove my mining fatigue. I broke the sand at the bottom of the staircase and I used it to make the 5-block jump to the other island. On this island there was lava flowing from the sky, netherwort and magma cream inside of item frames, and a cauldron that had a little bit of water left inside of it. There was also 3 slabs on the ground, so I broke them to check what was underneath. Under the middle slab, I found a hopper which contained a silk touch hoe, and that was it. I also broke the slab behind the cauldron and found there was a brewing stand under it. It was obvious that I needed to get a fire resistance potion, but I was still missing a water bottle. I realized there was nothing else on this platform, but then I remembered something. There was actually 4 glass on top of the cage that had a cow inside of it on the previous island. So I jumped back to the other island and used the silk touch hoe to collect the glass and free the cow. Now I had 4 pieces of glass, so I was able to use one of them to build back to the island, and I used the other 3 to make glass bottles. Next I grabbed the water out of the cauldron and I made 1 3-minute fire resistance potion. I drank the fire resistance potion and swam down the lava fall, and I made it to another room. In this room there was obsidian in the form of a large nether portal with 1 missing block which had water flowing behind it. So I used my empty bucket to grab some of the lava which was all over the floor, and I used it to complete the portal. Now that the portal was complete, I still needed to light the portal. I had nothing in my inventory to light the portal, so I figured I missed something and began looking behind the lava. With time running out for my fire resistance, I was able to find 8 string hidden in the lava. At first this seemed useless, but I realized I could make the string into wool blocks. The wool blocks could then catch on fire and light the portal if I got lucky. So I placed down the 2 blocks of wool, and luckily they lit the portal, and now I was able to enter the nether. When I entered the nether, I was free, and I had escaped the prison. My friend trapped me on a cloud in Minecraft, and the only way to escape is by completing a puzzle, but the problem is I only have 30 minutes to escape. So I logged on and I spawned in a large bedrock room with an open roof, and it was raining inside. I looked up and I could see a chest with a sign underneath it and lava that flowed all the way down to the bottom of the room. There was also an item frame with netherwort and another item frame with a slime ball in it, so I collected those. I found an entrance to another room on the top left, but it was too high for me to reach, so I was stuck. I decided to spam right click in the lava, but I wasn't able to find anything behind it. I did the thing, and I could see another room behind the lava, but there was nothing to extinguish myself on the other side. But since it was raining, I would immediately get extinguished by the rain on the other side, so I swam through the lava and I survived on 5 hearts. I was in another really tall room, and it was connected to another room that was 2 blocks high. There was a crafting table in the middle of the room, so I picked it up and there was a hopper behind it. The hopper contained 2 blaze powder and 2 glass bottles. I looked around the room for anything else, but it seemed pretty empty. So I placed my crafting table in front of the entrance to the other room, which allowed me to walk in. I was in an empty bedrock room, and at the end of it there was a huge drop to the ground, and a bedrock island with a furnace on it across from me. There were barriers on each side of me, so I wasn't able to jump to the cloud. When I crouched to the edge of the bedrock, I could see a hole, and when I looked in F5, I was able to see the entrance to another room and a hopper. The problem was I didn't know how to get into this room without falling and dying. But that was when I noticed something strange. In front of me there was a massive drop to the ground, but for some reason I could see rain particles. The only reason I would be able to see rain particles is if there was a barrier block down there. So I threw an item frame down to test it, and sure enough there were barriers that would stop me from dying. So I dropped down and checked the hopper. The hopper contained a full set of iron armor, and that was it. I had no idea why I would need iron armor, so I kept looking for something else. I tried to go to the furnace island, but the barriers stopped at a certain point, and it was too far for me to jump. So I walked over to the other room, and inside of it there was a 1-block hole with a trail of redstone and nothing to activate it. I tried to see if anything else was in the hole, but I couldn't see anything. I checked the roof, and there was another hopper, and this hopper had 5 iron ingots and 3 ladders inside of it. I walked around the rest of the room and found nothing else, so I decided to use the ladders to go back up to the main room. When I got back up to the main room, I checked if I could craft anything, but nothing really stood out to me, so I kept looking. I used the last ladder I had to get up this incomplete staircase, and there was another room across from me. I walked into the room and saw nothing except for a hopper, and I checked it and it had 3 stone blocks and 14 iron nuggets. Now that I had 3 stone blocks, I would be able to get to the furnace island because I could turn them into 6 slabs. So I crafted 6 stone slabs and dropped back down. I bridged across with the slabs and I made it to the furnace island. I checked the furnace and it was empty and I could see nothing else on this island. I looked around because I figured I had to be missing something, and I ended up finding a hopper on the bottom of the island. I opened the hopper and there was 9 dried kelp inside, but I didn't know how that would help me. I took a look at everything in my inventory and noticed that I almost had everything to make a fire resistance potion. I was just missing a water and a brewing stand. I was nowhere near being able to craft a brewing stand though, so I still had to be missing something. I went back to the main room and realized I hadn't checked behind any of the hoppers. So I broke the first hopper and there was nothing behind it. But when I broke the next hopper, I found a brewing stand behind it, so now the only thing I was missing was water. I thought I was missing something because it seemed impossible to get water, but then I realized something. I can actually smelt the set of iron armor into iron nuggets, and this would give me 18 nuggets, which I could turn into 2 more iron ingots. With 2 more iron ingots, I could craft a cauldron, and because it was raining, it would fill with water. But I still needed something to smelt the armor with. I checked to see if anything in my inventory could be used to smelt, but nothing worked. But while doing that, I realized that I had 9 dried kelp, which I could craft into a dried kelp block. A dried kelp block is actually one of the best sources of fuel for a furnace, and could be used to smelt all the armor easily. So I made a dried kelp block and headed back to the furnace where I smelted all of the armor pieces. After I was done smelting, I headed back to my crafting table and made the nuggets into ingots, then crafted a cauldron. I placed the cauldron down and waited for it to fill with rainwater. While I was waiting for it to fill, I looked inside of it and noticed that over 97% of you are still not subscribed, and that is way too many of you, so please subscribe. Eventually the cauldron filled enough for me to fill the glass bottles, so I filled the bottles and now I had 2 water bottles. I headed back to the brewing stand and placed my blaze powder to charge it. Then I put the 2 water bottles in with the nether wart to make awkward potions. And then I added the magma cream to make 2 3-minute fire resistance potions. Now I would be able to get the chest that I saw in the first room by swimming up the lava. So I drank a potion of fire resistance and swam up to the top of the lava. When I got to the top, I opened the chest and it had 2 stone blocks and 9 wheat inside of it. I also tried breaking the chest for an extra block, but it was too hard, so I gave up. I headed back down and then I decided to swim to the bottom of the lava to see if there was anything there as well. When I made it to the bottom of the lava, there was another room with no walls and nothing inside of it. I was now closer to the ground and could see that there was plains below me, but there was nothing to drop down into. I tried breaking the cloud around me, but it was covered in barriers, so I couldn't get any blocks from there either. It seemed like there was nothing in this room, but then I looked around on the sides and I found a room that I couldn't get to. So I placed my 2 stone blocks to get to this room and made sure I could make the jumps without sprint. I made it to the room and there was nothing except for a hopper in the roof which contained 1 snowball. I checked beyond the hopper and there was nothing, so I went back to the main part of the room. I looked in F5 on the other side of the room and I found a hopper hidden below the floor. This hopper had 4 redstone dust in it, and that was the last thing I found in this room. So I drank my other fire resistance and swam back up the lava. I went back to the room with the redstone in it because I had an idea. I had the items necessary to craft a target in my inventory, along with a snowball that I could use to activate the redstone. So I crafted a hay bale and surrounded it in 4 redstone to make a target. I placed the target in front of the redstone, and then I threw the snowball at the target. Nothing happened inside of this room, so after I did this, I went back up to check the other rooms. When I got back to the main room, there was now water flowing from the ceiling, so I made my way to the top. When I made it to the top, I found a hole where the water came from with a piston in it. There was also an item frame with a piece of steak, so I grabbed it and ate it. There was also a 4-block wall which looked like I needed to climb it. So I looked on the other side of it and I could see there was more of the room on the other side of the wall. I needed 3 blocks to climb up, but all I had was my crafting table which I left behind in the previous room. So that left me with 2 blocks that I still needed to get. I realized I could break the piston, so I broke the piston and it started flowing towards me in the water. I picked up the piston and that was another block, so I only needed 1 more. So I placed the piston down and dropped down to get my crafting table. But when I dropped down, I realized I had this ladder that I used to get to another room, so I broke the ladder and went back to get my crafting table. Now that I had the ladder, I didn't even need to use my crafting table to climb the wall. So I placed the ladder and I climbed to the other side. On the other side, there was a staircase to get back up and a hopper. So I dropped down and opened the hopper. Inside of the hopper, there was a wet sponge and that was it. I didn't really know why I would need a wet sponge, so I figured there was still something missing. I thought maybe it was some crazy craft I've never heard of, so I checked the crafting table, but there was nothing I could craft. So I looked everywhere for anything else I was missing, but then I realized I forgot to break the hopper to see if anything was behind it. So I broke the hopper and there was a deep slate slab behind it, and when I looked closer, I ended up finding a second hopper which contained 27 iron nuggets. It was now obvious what I needed to do with the sponge. So I crafted my nuggets into 3 iron ingots and then I made a bucket. The reason I made a bucket was because I could cook the wet sponge in the furnace and collect the water by placing the bucket in the bottom slot of the furnace. So I headed back to the furnace and placed the wet sponge in the top slot and my crafting table in the bottom slot. I then placed my bucket in the bottom slot and waited for the sponge to finish cooking. Once the sponge was done cooking, I had a dry sponge and a water bucket, and now I could make it to the ground safely by placing water off the side of the island. But that was the boring way, so I jumped off and I made the MLG instead, and that was it. I had successfully escaped a cloud in Minecraft. This is one of the hardest prisons in Minecraft, and I will be attempting to escape it, starting now. The second I spawned in, I looked around. I was in a bedrock box stuck behind iron bars. There was another room, so I broke the iron bars and walked into the other room. In this room, there was a chest out of my reach, a lava fall, a crafting table, and a hole which I assumed was where I needed to go. First, I checked behind the lava and I found a chest. The chest had 3 blackstone and a blaze powder in it. I knew I could craft blackstone slabs, but I decided to check the rest of the room first. While searching, I found a barrier block in the middle of the room. I looked around and I ended up finding more and I realized I could parkour on them. After jumping to the first block, there was no more blocks to jump to. From here, I could use the blackstone and make it to the chest, but I decided not to because I had blaze powder, which hints to me having to make a brewing stand. It ended up not mattering though because I tried jumping towards the chest and I was able to open it for a second. This gave me everything I needed to make a fire resistance potion. I drank the potion and started to climb up the lava. At the top of the lava there was another chest and it gave me an ender pearl. The only thing I could think of using an ender pearl for was to enter the tunnel, so I grabbed the crafting table in case I needed it later and threw the pearl into the tunnel. At the end of the tunnel there were 2 different directions I could go, each leading to a different room. The first room had nothing in it except for a hole in the roof that was out of my reach. The second room had a floor made of ice that looked like it had something underneath it. I decided to drop into the second room because it seemed more promising. Under the ice I could see lava and magma blocks really far down. I knew I couldn't lift this fall, so I needed a way to get down. The obvious way down was the ice, but if I break the ice nothing is going to happen because there isn't a block underneath it. Luckily, I picked up the crafting table from earlier, and I was able to use that to get water. I swam down the water and ended up in another room. This room was decorated with terracotta on the walls and lava and magma blocks on the floor. Unfortunately, there were barrier blocks preventing me from breaking out. Because of this, I assumed there had to be a missing barrier somewhere. After checking most of the room, I finally found one that was missing, and under it there was a chest with 3 ladders, a trapdoor, and flint. I realized there was nothing else in this room, but I remembered the room on the left of the tunnel had a hole in the roof, and I was pretty sure 3 ladders would allow me to reach it. So I decided to climb back up the water and use the crafting table and trapdoor to get back into the tunnel. I dropped into the other room, and luckily 3 ladders was enough to get through the hole. When I made it to the top, I had entered a hallway with a bunch of different things. There was an armor stand with a sword and a cobweb on top, obsidian in the shape of a nether portal, and a hole in the roof that I had no way of accessing. When I got further down the hallway, I found another room with a giant pit of lava. There was a room on the left, a pig across from me, and a big hole in the wall exactly on the other side, and more cobwebs. I grabbed the sword from the armor stand and broke the cobwebs, making sure none of them fell in the lava. I checked my crafts, and the only thing I could make was a block of wool, so I did that. I used the block of wool to parkour to the room on the side and found a chest with a carrot and a saddle. I was very familiar with what I could do with these items because of this video, and I used the carrot to lure the pig towards me. Once it walked over, I jumped and landed the pig clutch. Now I was on the other side, but all I had was a crafting table and I still couldn't get to the next room because it was 2 blocks up. While trying to figure out what to do, I found a secret chest above the hole and it had 3 sticks. I went back over to the crafting table and made the only thing it let me make, a fishing rod. Even with a fishing rod, I still didn't know what to do. The only thing I could think of was fishing in the lava. But fishing the lava turned out to be a waste of time, and now I was stumped. I decided to check the hole again, but this time I checked in F5. I was hoping I would find another chest, but instead I saw a horse all the way at the bottom. If you didn't know, you can use fishing rods to pull mobs towards you. So now I knew how to get down, but I still had to be careful that I didn't die of fall damage getting off the horse. So I brought the horse up, and luckily I was able to survive the fall, and I made it to the next room. This next room had 2 hoppers on both sides of me and a random button on the wall. Pressing the button did nothing, so I decided to open the hoppers. The first one had an emerald with a sign above it that said you might need this later. And the other hopper had steak, a golden apple, a blast protection 4 chestplate, and a TNT. Now that I had all these items, I still needed to find a way to make a 3-block jump. If you've played Bed Wars before, you might be familiar with the TNT jump, where a TNT explosion is used to boost a player. So, I used the button to activate my TNT and jumped over the wall. In this part of the room there were 3 new things: a hole in the roof, a dispenser, and some sort of hot tub. There were signs between the water and the lava, but if anything was under the lava, it was too far to reach. The items in my inventory weren't of much use either. At this point, I was stumped until I found this terracotta on the roof. The terracotta was the same dimensions as the hot tub, and all but one of the blocks were red. This must be some sort of indicator to where I need to look in the lava. The only problem was the lava was still too far down to reach anything. This part seemed impossible until I realized I was missing something. I thought all of the items in my inventory were useless, but it turns out I actually had one useful item. If there was a button or pressure plate under this lava, I could actually use the fishing rod to activate it. So I tried casting my fishing rod, and sure enough, I heard a noise. The fishing rod had activated the dispenser, and a shulker was spawned. I let the shulker hit me with levitation, and I was carried to the next room. I walked down this long hallway, and I thought about the fact that over 99% of you are not subscribed. The next room contained a bunch of holes in the wall. Each hole had a hopper in it with the exception of the top left, which had a boat. I also looked in F5 and found one of the holes had a crafting table. It was safe to say I needed to craft something in this room, so I dropped down. When I dropped down, I checked each hopper and they all contained 2 bamboo. I then made my way to the crafting table and checked the crafts. The only thing that you can make with bamboo is sticks, so I turned them all into sticks. After that, it was obvious that I had to make ladders. I used the ladders to climb up to where I saw the boat earlier and clicked the boat. I picked up the boat and found a chest in front of me. The chest had an iron ingot and that was it. I climbed up the staircase and I was back in the room I saw earlier. The only difference now is that I had both flint and an iron ingot, which means I could enter the nether. So I dropped down, lit the portal, and traveled to the nether. The portal brought me to a room full of barriers with a nether-themed wall pattern behind it. There was also a beacon and some slabs that made a staircase to the top. I wouldn't be able to jump on these half slabs, so I needed to find a way to get up. Inside of this room there was a beacon, which meant I could get jump boost if I had an ore. I remembered I still had the emerald that I was supposed to keep for later. So I used the emerald to get jump boost and I climbed up the stairs. But you probably realized there was another way out. Instead, I could use the boat to climb up the half slabs. But I don't think this was intended, so I used the jump boost instead. At the top of the room, there was a big bedrock path leading to the exit of this prison. I went through the portal, and that was it. I had successfully escaped the prison. Apparently you can clutch using the new wind charges. Okay, so let's just jump off here. And yes, this one is true. I didn't take any fall damage. And speaking of fall damage, does a breeze take any fall damage?